Welcome everybody to our latest session of the Empire of the Ghouls. We will do a quick recap of what occurred last session, and then we'll get into today's session. So team, you'll likely recall we picked up last week. You guys were in the Rampant Roach speaking with Skirtle, as well as Brick, and essentially had come up with this plan through Brick's urging and Skirtle's urging for your team to escort Brick and his two female companions over to the Kobold King, the Kodo Cragclaw is his name, and you guys agreed to do that. That was going to essentially be done so Brick can be somewhere of safety, being protected by the king. He hopes that the type of events that occurred before, where the humans tried to come in and take possession of him, they would not think to do that if he's under the protection of the king. And so you guys went following him through the Kobold Ghetto. You did notice that there was a lot of staring, a lot of looks at you and so forth while in the Kobold Ghetto. It seemed as though all eyes were kind of on you. Very cramped spaces, very tight walkways and all of that. You did notice that Brick, as he walked in front of you before entering the Kobold Ghetto, he actually lit a torch and held that up high. And it seemed to be some kind of signal perhaps. And the kobolds that were in the area, none of them seemed to bother you in any which way. Once you guys got to the king's area, you guys went inside, saw that this was not what you would necessarily expect from a true king, but decently better off than your average person, you might say. Several kobolds here attending the Kobold King, as well as a blue-scaled kobold that you guys have seen in the Rampant Roach before, and eventually learned his name was Quarrel. Quarrel was speaking with the king, and as you guys entered, then the attention kind of moved to you guys, and after some discussions with the king convinced you all to aid him to try to figure out who the true culprit is behind the abduction of the blacksmith's daughter, because he's very convinced that it was not Brick and it was not a kobold, and so he wants to sort of get the heat off of him, you might say, by and get the heat off the kobold community by having you guys track down who the true perpetrator is and then bring them to justice. So you guys eventually decided to agree to that after a fee was discussed, 200 gold pieces for the group upon successfully completing this ask. You guys tried to push for a bit more, but the king didn't seem to be receptive to that. Instead said, let's see what what you can accomplish first, kind of deal. And then after that is complete, maybe there could be some other conversations. He did mention that he was a former adventurer and had some magical items, in fact, in his treasure hoard, you might call it. So you guys eventually agreed with that and left Brick and Skick and Skack there with the king, as you guys then made your way out with Quirrell, and he took you back into the cartways, and he let you know, and the king and of course let you know as well, that there was a place called the Catacombs, and the catacombs were accessible by the cartways. So you went back into the cartways, went through these kind of narrow tunnels and twisty tunnels before you got to this location that allowed you to descend even further. And Quirrell let you know that that was the entrance to the catacombs and that he would wait here for you for a few hours, he mentioned. But if you came out, later and he wasn't there, you could find him back at the king's place. You guys were curious then if you'd be able to make your way back out of here and get out of the cartways. So Gesh used his cartographer skills to drop a quick map and seemed fairly confident that that would work well. Once you guys descended into the catacombs themselves, you noticed that there were these coffins. You started approaching, and then very quickly these creatures started rushing out from behind the coffins at various locations around the room, charging you, their teeth snapping. You could tell that these were some type of undead creature, though you may not have been familiar with them right away. Eventually, one of your team was able to determine they are what is known as beggar ghouls, which they're kind of weaker ghouls, you could say, but one of their very dangerous aspects of them is that if they get the jump on an opponent, the attacks that they hit are automatic critical hits, and two of your team members found that out the hard way as you guys suffered some significant wounds there and dropped. The rest of the team was able to defeat the beggar ghouls using some healing magic as well to pull back everybody up. So you guys had a tough battle, but you successfully defeated it. Then you found the secret door, made your way through this tunnel with Braddock leading, found a pool in this crevice area, and then he tried to dig or dip a dagger into the pool, kind of mess around there. And unfortunately, it turned out that it wasn't a pool, it was actually a gelatinous cube. and Braddock found himself getting sucked inside of the cube as the rest of the team were trying to assist him from very tight corridors. The gelatinous cube was, its body essentially was acidic, so it was burning Braddock's body and doing a lot of damage to him. You guys were able to keep throwing heals on top of Braddock while he was inside so that he didn't truly die. But eventually you guys were able to free Braddock, get him out of there. I think he actually himself freed himself. And then you guys managed to back up and essentially strike at the cube from a distance where you couldn't be hurt and it couldn't hurt you. Made it much easier to handle. With that done, you continued through the area, found another door leading into a similar room as the first one, and a lot of caskets once again. Once you entered that area, you saw some undead creatures, and they saw you. You guys like shut the door, and then Vigo used his ability, a tremor sensibility, to detect when creatures were around that were moving on the ground, and he was able to determine that 2 of the creatures were seemingly going around you guys to come from the other side. So eventually, once the door was open from the other side, you guys were fighting a battle then on 2 fronts, as 2 of the creatures came in from the one side and 2 of them came in from the other side, so the west and east sides. You guys fought those creatures and were able to defeat them as well. You guys pushed into the larger room then, searched in more caskets like you did in the first one, finding some bit of odd and ends treasure. Eventually found another doorway and went through that doorway, found a third room that looked very similar to the last 2, again caskets, but when this door was open, there was a different type of undead creature that noticed you and started slowly shambling your way. You guys closed the door, kind of backed up. These creatures came directly at you, didn't try to go around like the other ones did, just opened the door and kind of came right after you. As you guys hit these creatures enough times, you've dropped one of them so far. Once it dropped, in a very disgusting view, a bunch of bugs, these spiders, just burst forth from the body and formed into a swarm of spiders to continue fighting. So that is the battle we left off in. There are currently 3 of those creatures still up. You guys have defeated 1 and a swarm of bugs thanks to Alchemist Fire. So that is my quick recap of what occurred last session. Anything I missed? Anybody would like to add?
One of the things that we found in one of the, I believe, bodies of the ghouls is a bronze amulet that actually had a saint on it, depicting a saint of one of the ghouls.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Go ahead and take inspiration for that, Shy. Yeah, so it seemed as though this was found in this area, and what exactly that means, you guys might not know, but obviously it might be of some significance. Anybody else have anything to add?
Adam, this is not inspiration worthy, but just as a reminder, I do have Blade Ward up. So.
All right, fair enough. Okay, if nothing else to add, then let's go ahead and get started with our session proper, guys. Let's get you guys back over to the battle.
And I made a game note, Adam. I was reviewing it, and the last zombie that came in was at the end of that turn, and I had a held action of Starry Wisp if I see him come into my view.
Okay, yep, good note. You feel free to make that attack now. All right, 9 will hit. That's the one straight to your north, right?
Correct.
All right, yeah, go ahead and post your damage. Okay, the Story Wisp will hit the creature, wounding it slightly. All right, we're at the top of the round with Braddock.
All right, Braddock's hunkered down behind the casket here and just going to do a fire on the zombie that's directly in front of Glory.
All right, that shot will hit. Ten points of damage. All right, the bolt strikes the creature in the shoulder, penetrating through, and it wobbles a bit, but stays on its feet.
And again, hasn't proven super useful, but he'll use a bonus action, a cunning action, to try to hide in the darkness or in the shadows up here.
Okay, yeah, you attempt to do so. Again, I would say at the moment you just fired and you're kind of standing in the same spot, so you don't believe that you're going to be able to hide there. If you wanted to try to hide from these guys, you'd have to move to a new location and attempt your hide there.
Sounds good. Yeah, they know where I'm at. It's good. I'll end my turn here.
All right, next up, Barnaby.
All right, thinking and expecting that my friends are going to go ahead and take care of that one down below. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to stab at this one here with my very nice looking lucky rapier.
20 will certainly hit. 11 points of damage. Yeah, that's going to be enough to destroy this one as well. And similarly as to before, you notice that as you stab into it, it drops to the ground, and then immediately thereafter, a bunch of bugs suddenly emerge from the body.
Yeah, I thought maybe I turned into a superpower with that AoE damage. That was nice.
Yeah, I don't know why it applied that to all three like that. And I haven't seen that before. I'm going to assume that's just an oddity.
Yeah, and I saw that there was some sort of update on the 2024 sheets. I don't know what was changed, so who knows if we'll find some bugs or anything today. You know,
Never know. Yes.
Bugs. You found some bugs right there.
There you go. There you go. Boo. But, you know, yeah, it did make me chuckle. All right.
All right, Glory.
Bonus action. I will enter rage. And then strike at the one in front of me with my halberd.
21 will hit.
I'm going to use Savage Attacker. So 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, you slash into the creature. So you did 7 points of damage. All right, it is going to be destroyed as it drops to the ground. And then again, much like you saw, a swarm of bugs, these spiders, are going to emerge out of it.
That will end my turn.
Okay, Gesh.
All right. 5, 10, 15, go to there, and I will take my quarterstaff two-handed. No, first is going to be a bonus attack. No, they're bugs. Never mind. So quarterstaff two-handed.
All right, count that as 5 extra movement because you wouldn't be able to go through the wall like that. So, and you're trying to be careful to not touch the
Yep.
caltrop, so just 5 extra move.
Okay.
23 will certainly hit. All right, you smash down into the swarm, smashing into a lot of them. You can hear pops and so forth as you are destroying several of these little creatures.
All right, unarmed strike with roundhouse, little spin around, unarmed strike bonus action.
And 8 is going to miss.
All right, and then I'm going to spend a focus point. First time ever, so let's see. 1 focus point is spent for another unarmed strike. Now I'm doing a stomp. Maybe it was a roundhouse. I'm going to do a stomp unarmed strike. No.
That's going to miss as well. Go ahead and do your resource reporting for your focus points. All right, good deal. Anything else, Gash? Okay, that one has previously been destroyed, so it does not have a turn. However, you guys will notice coming from the corridor here and this tight tunnel, you're going to notice Braddock, I would say you certainly see this, Glory, and Barnaby. You notice a spider hanging upside down on the ceiling. It turns the corner, and as it does and it notices you all, it is going to move forward. So it is going to come out to here. Again, it is currently on the ceiling, so I'm going to give it a little up arrow so we don't forget. Okay, and from there, it is going to shoot some webbing down at Barnaby. That is going to hit. So Barnaby, you are currently restrained by webbing. Because that hit, and now you are restrained by webbing, it's going to go ahead and use its Cocoon Prey ability as a bonus action. All right, so you are now cocooned. So basically you see it come out, it spits this webbing that hits onto Barnaby, and then you see it moves its feet or its legs very quickly, spinning that all around Barnaby, and he is now cocooned.
So it's on the ground now?
Nope, it is still on the ceiling. Shy.
Do I have clear line of sight of the spider?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I'll cast Chromatic Orb at it.
Chromatic Orb, okay.
Nice.
Okay, and so it says if you roll the same number on 2 or more d8s, should I roll those d8s independently, or will it show it if I do the button?
Just click your crit damage, and then we'll see if any of them are the same number, and then we will determine if it jumps. All right, so you've got 3 ones in there. So yes, that means it does leap. So pick another target within 30 feet.
Oh, and I'm gonna pick lightning damage. I don't know if that changes anything.
It does not.
Okay, I will pick the spiders then directly behind it.
Okay, go ahead and make another Chromatic Orb attack.
And that's a attack roll, right?
Yep. Okay, that will hit as well.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and you cast this using a level 1 slot, so of course it can't jump again. If you had cast at a higher level, assuming you had higher level slots, then that would have jumped again, so you rolled 2 ones there. But all right, we'll do field or 4 damage.
Perfect. And nothing else I really want to do, so I will end my turn.
All right, that one has since been destroyed. This one's turn. It is going to shuffle into the room, and then it is going to attack Barnaby. This will be at advantage since Barnaby is currently restrained.
Yeah, but the spider web gives me a higher shield.
Good point. Yeah, the spider web does stop your shield, which makes your AC a 15.
Sorry, I just had to, But anyway, yeah.
That is going to miss. All right, giant venomous snake, who is currently being played by Brian. Since Noah's not here, Brian, take it away.
Okay, I don't have the sheet, but can he disengage his bonus action to do anything? That's the only thing I'd like to look at.
You should have access to the cheat. Do you not see it?
No, in his folder or in any of the handouts, I don't see it.
It should be just under his named folder, and it's the first item there. Oh, wait a minute. I see why. I gave you control of it, but not visibility to it. That's why. There you go. Now you should see it.
I got it up. Let's see. Actions in combat. No bonus actions. So this thing is just okay. It's an attack. Okay, so I'm going to attack the swarm.
Okay. Oh, too bad that was to GM. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. Go ahead and set yourself to public posting, but yeah, that was a crit.
Why did he put it that way? Dang it. Okay, crit. So that'll be
just click your crit damage button there in chat, and that should do all the calculation for you.
I've hit it 3 times, so.
Oh, it's not working. Okay, let me give it a shot. Yeah, it works for me. Okay, this happened last session as well, so I have a feeling this is one of those 2024 sheet bugs. So let's see. Just go ahead and roll 2d4 and 2d8. All right, and even without the modifier, that is going to be enough to destroy this swarm.
Of course, the snake's gonna kill the bugs. And this is the new wild shape, so I don't get extra HP, right, for Vigo.
You get temp HP, but right, your HP pool is your standard pool. So if you get hit after those temp HP are lost, you're losing Vigo's HP.
Okay, I'll try to track that. Do I take the hit points of the snake anymore, or do I just keep track on Vigo?
You can just keep track on Vigo if you want to. He put it on the snake sheet just so it was easier to see there. But yeah, like it shows the 25 right now. That's what he's sitting at.
And 2 temp, so he's been bit for 8 points of damage in shape already.
No, I think he only got 2 temp HP when he wild shaped, but he was already missing 2 HP from a previous encounter.
I just want to make sure, Noah doesn't kill me when he comes back. Okay. 4. He will. Can he climb? Sorry, I didn't have the sheet, so.
I don't think. No, he does not have a climb speed.
Alright, he's gonna hang out there.
Okay, and Zach, who is not here yet, is being played by Rob. Rob, go ahead and control Zach.
All right, Zach's going to target the spider and attack him with the Sorcerer's Burst cantrip.
Okay. That is going to miss.
Well, end the turn.
Okay, this swarm is going to move on top of Barnaby and attack him. Once again, at advantage. That is going to miss. So Barnaby all webbed up, still not getting the hit. All right, we move to the top of the next round. Braddock. Whoop, did we lose Keith? You still there?
Oh, you not hear me?
Now I can hear you.
There we go. Push to talk. Didn't push you. So I think Braddock is going to take a shot at the spider that's up on the ceiling. That's going to be the best option for him.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make your attack. An 11 is going to miss.
That he will move 20 back to here, and I'll end my turn.
Okay, Barnaby, currently restrained in webbing. What would you like to do?
Let me go ahead and see if I can try to. So I'm restrained. On the new restrained item, is it still the same? Basically, if I try
Yes.
to attack, I'm at disadvantage, or
Yes. Yeah,
All
so
right.
the specifics of restrained are your speed 0, your attack rolls have disadvantage, and attacks against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on dex saves.
all right. I may as well see if I try to break out of here. I'm still in a bad situation, so I'm going to go ahead and try to hit the bugs that are around me, even though it's at
Okay.
disadvantage.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong stuff here.
7 is going to miss. Okay, Glory.
Alright, I'm going to move to here, and then I'm going to try to hit the spider with my halberd.
Since you have a reach weapon, you can certainly attack it. 15 is going to miss.
End my turn.
Okay, Gesh.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I see my friend with bugs, trapped in webbing and bugs. So I'm going to use my action to unrestrain him from the webbing. Just tear it apart.
All right, so you're going to try to grab onto the web and break it free. So throw me an athletics check.
Try the right sheet. I thought in my mind it was more acrobatically, but okay, yeah, we can go with athletic.
You unfortunately are not able to get a good hand on the webbing. There's bugs everywhere. Maybe you see a scary looking spider. You just can't get good grasp there to break him free.
All right, bonus action disengage, finish my movement. That would be, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then 40.
All right, spider's turn. It is going to... see, you got it in an interesting position here. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and shoot webs at Glory. 11 is going to miss. So the spider tries to web you, is unable to do so. Yeah, that's going to be its turn. Die.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a firebolt at the spider.
Okay. 20 will hit. All right, the firebolt scorches the spider.
I don't like how everyone's getting behind me, so I might. But I kind of like my positioning here, so it's kind of tough. Let's see. I'll just move 10 behind Gash here.
All right, this zombie is still slamming away at Barnaby. 12 is going to miss. The snake.
Snake has a 10-foot melee attack. Can he move in and try to bite at the spider on the ceiling?
He can, yes.
Okay, gonna move there and take an attack at the spider at the ceiling. It's like reaching up.
11 is going to miss.
Great. No, no, it's gonna kill me. Be like, well, get out of there. Nope, he's gonna stay there.
Okay, Zach.
Zach is gonna shoot at the spider again. Sorcerer's Burst. I didn't say this last time. This is lightning damage. I'm gonna stick to that.
Okay. 18 will hit. Wounding the spider once again. It is looking near death. All right, this swarm of insects or spiders is going to continue attacking Barnaby. 20 is going to hit.
So let me try with my Blade Ward.
Okay, yep, go ahead and you get to roll a d4, right?
Yeah, well, I do get to roll it.
All right, and then remind me, is Blade Ward over now because you used it once?
No, it's good for 1 minute now.
Oh, okay, you get to keep rolling it for up to a minute. Wow, that got way better.
Yeah, but it is concentration, though.
Got it, okay. All right, so that is 7 points of poison damage, and then go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw for concentration.
Yeah, I was waiting for the thing to pop up and tell me if I passed or not, you know. So.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know if that script will work in 2024, but I should check it out between next one.
Well, it's just habit, right? You know. So.
Oh yeah, you get used to it. All right, so it looks like you're going to lose concentration, and Blade Ward goes away. Okay, top of the round, Braddock.
Braxton is clear line of sight of the spider, right? Because the bugs are on the ground and the spider's on the
Correct.
ceiling. So he's definitely going to try to finish off that spider. Take a shot there.
Oof, 9 will
Oh.
miss.
Having a tough time with that, and we seem to be slowly splitting the party here. He's just gonna take a small here, and I'll end my turn.
Hey, Barnaby.
All right. So for my action, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast Blade Ward.
Okay.
I'm tanking 3. I gotta get all the defense I can right now.
All right, Glory.
Attack the spider, this time recklessly
Okay.
with halberd.
21 will hit. 10 is enough damage to kill the spider as you slash into it and it falls to the ground with a sickly plop.
And a cleave won't help, right? Because it's within 5 feet.
Well, the cleave, if I could get that other zombie in the back there. Is that within 5 feet of that spider?
It technically wasn't, but I would say I don't think that is what they were going for with this rule. So sure, yeah, you can do that. Eight will hit.
Oh, 8 hits. Okay.
Yeah, believe it or not. Okay, and on that attack, you don't get the +5. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Or you don't get the 3. You still get your rage. So I'm gonna take 9 off the zombie. Okay, that will wound the zombie. Gesh.
Okay, move up, action, try to get my friend out of the webbing again.
Okay, athletics check. No, not
Okay.
going well.
Can I do it again as an unarmed strike as a bonus action to try again?
Not to try to break him free. You can attack the webbing if you want.
All right, free action, draw a knife, draw my dagger, and attack the webbing with an unarmed strike.
Wait. How are you unarmed striking with a dagger?
Oh yeah, sorry, no. Because it's a monk weapon, but right.
I don't.
You can do an
Honestly, I'm
unarmed
not. I don't know how that works. Hang on one second. Let me double check. All right, so you're saying you want to use the bonus action monk ability that gives you the unarmed strike to make a dagger attack. So just a moment. Yeah, it says you can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action. I don't see how that could be a dagger.
So the unarmed strikes, yeah, maybe, yeah. It says martial weapons that have a light property.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're
so
thinking
your
about what is.
practice-
I think you're thinking about what is considered a monk weapon, right? Like you can use monk weapons, but unless it says somewhere specifically you can use a monk weapon in place of an unarmed strike, are you finding that text somewhere?
Oh, it says your practice gives you mastery of combat styles, unarmed strike, and monk weapons, which are the following. Yeah, it says use your unarmed strike. Oh, and monk weapons. So monk weapons are those. Okay, so unarmed strike. I do know which I've always thought it was supposed to be unarmed, but I wondered if we could use monk weapons as an unarmed strike. Okay, never mind. I'll use my unarmed strike to attack the webbing.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. All right, you critically hit the webbing. Unfortunately, it is immune to bludgeoning damage.
Okay, great. And then I. And my turn.
All right, the spider is dead. We move to Shy's turn.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the zombie.
Okay, Sacred Flame on the zombie. Here comes a deck save. 2. That is going to fail. 7. That's enough to destroy the zombie. As before, once it drops, you're going to notice a bunch of bugs come on out.
Okay. Not much else I can do, so I'll end my turn.
All right, that zombie was just defeated, so we move to the snake's turn.
That's me. I'm gonna move up and start. I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna move here first, then there, and then there, and then I will bite at the spider swarm.
Okay, the one that is currently... Wow, there you go. 2 crits in a row. Nice.
I hit the button. Let's see what happens. Look, sometime.
Yeah, and it might just not be working. Like I said, this happened last session as well. It's 2d4 plus 4, and then a 2d8 poison as well. All right, so let's see. That'd be 10 and 6. That's going to be enough to destroy the swarm of spiders.
Okay, and then he's gonna move there, and that'll be end his turn.
Okay, Zach.
Are you back, Carl?
No, he's just logging in from his phone to kind of try to watch, but I don't think he can actually work anything yet.
Oh, okay. Again, Sorcerer Strike. Stick with the lightning on the bugs up there.
Okay. $18 will hit. All right, the lightning zaps some of the bugs. We move to Braddock's turn.
Braddock's gonna get on the move here. So 10, 15, 20, and as he's running by, he's gonna do a sort of a side shot at maybe the biggest spider that's in the past Barnaby and at the biggest spider in the pack.
All right, sure. 16 will connect. All right, that bolt strikes into the swarm, scattering many of the spiders.
And he will 25, 30 park in behind Glory here and in my turn.
Okay, Barnaby still restrained.
Yeah, he's still restrained, but you know what? He's seeing everybody taking some shots on these things. He feels that if he can drop this thing or his friends that are going to be attacking soon, he wants to see if he can beat them to it. So he's going to attack at disadvantage.
Okay. 7 is going to miss.
Yeah, but he looked good doing it with a cocoon on him. So
All right, we'll move to Glory's turn.
Attacking the bugs.
14 connects. 8 damage, severely wounds the swarm. All
Okay,
right,
he's gonna put 1 foot on the head of my friend that's cocooned and do a little push over to here, and then I'm gonna use my quarterstaff coming down as an attack.
24 will connect, and they literally had 1 HP left, so that is going to destroy them. And we are out of battle, folks.
All right, now can I get my dagger out and cut him free?
Yes, now that you're not in combat, you find that cutting the web is pretty easy.
And we could look during break, but I did a little Google search on that as monk weapons in place of an unarmed strike, and it's something to look into, Adam. We could figure that out.
Okay.
Yep. All right. What the hell, man? Can't you get out of a web?
oh, but they were all over me. I tell you what, that was horrible. But you guys were great. I mean, you guys. I mean, I know you missed a lot, but man, that looked good when you guys were trying very hard.
You were not kidding about saying it was dangerous down here. We've been attacked in every single room and nearly got split that time.
Yeah, we would have gotten a lot of trouble if those guys came from the east on the map, and maybe those caltrips would have played necessary.
I wonder we're all a little worse for wear, but we haven't really accomplished anything down here. Do we go explore the room that these things came out of? It's probably safe there now.
Well, I'm not a treasure whore or anything, but it'd be maybe nice to see what we find in those areas. We have found a few things.
It would at least make our time worthwhile. You're right.
I concur.
So
However, I
Brack's gonna
think
start
someone should lead the way.
Let's go quietly. Let's go quietly.
Brack will move ahead to the tunnel, a little bit unnerved by the fact that there's a giant snake slithering directly behind him.
Don't step there.
Um,
Hey, Adam, just for housekeeping purposes, I'm going to get rid of the temp HP and add 5 more HP to my green.
I would not do that because those are completely separate. Like, can your temp HP wear off or anything? This is from and this is for Armor of Agathis, right? So like we do need to know exactly when that is still on.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I should have used it earlier. So I'll just, if you don't mind, we'll just pretend that it didn't go off last time, if that makes it easier. Because
Yeah, I think
technically,
that's fair because it would have dealt damage to who attacked you, right? And we forgot
Yeah,
that part. So
yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry, I just kind of noticed, right? So
Yep,
Hey,
no
Adam,
worries.
I'm gonna look at the ceiling since there were spiders that attacked us from the ceiling. What's up there?
You do see some spiders, but they're the very small varieties, like very tiny, and they're just kind of hanging out in various webbings up there. Further to the north of this area, you can see that the webbing gets much, much thicker. However, I'll give you a quick description of this room as well. The smell of decay hangs heavy in the air of this long hall lined with casket-stuffed alcoves. The north end of the room is covered in overlapping strands of thick, knotted spider webs.
It smells like death in here. Do you think there's any bodies in those webbings?
could be. I definitely think that's where the big spider came from. Brack will work his way up there and start checking around in the webbing to see if there's any leftovers.
Sure, throw me an investigation check, Braddock. Yes, you do see that there is a few items of interest scattered among the desiccated remains of the spider's previous meals. This includes a silvered short sword, a glass rod that looks to be an arcane focus, and 16 gold pieces of loose coin. And go ahead and roll me a D100 as well, please.
And you'll throw those in the chat.
Yes. All right, that is all you find.
Okay. Some odds and ends. It pays for our expenses, maybe.
Maybe you and Shai could check these coffins because they've proven to be quite lucrative as well.
Good idea. I'll take a look.
I'll watch the doors.
I would like to investigate the coffins.
Okay, another investigation check, please. All right, you spend probably a good 10 minutes or so going around here, searching the different caskets, seeing if there's anything of interest in them, but there doesn't seem to be anything of value here. Perhaps this area has already been looted, or they're just more well hidden.
Well, I didn't find anything in these ones.
that silver short sword looks nice.
Might be useful down here.
Actually, it might, well, might be very nice. Does it have a maker engraved on it?
Not that you see.
Braddock will give it a bit of a spin on his hand and kind of catch it by the blade. It's well balanced and hold it out. Hilt first if you want it.
I remember taking monk training with short swords. It could be something that I could use. It's silvered, isn't that? At least the stories say it's supposed to help with undead things. I don't know.
Could. Take it. This glass rod, and he spins that around the other hand. Seems like it would be good for one of you magic types. Zach, try.
I can take it, I suppose, if there's no objection.
He'll do a bit of an underhand toss. You're ways away. A bit of an underhand toss too.
We'll make sure to catch that.
And the 16 gold will slip into Braddock's pocket.
All right, so as you guys are still in this room taking care of these sort of odds and ends things, Glory, since you've been standing there for a while, kind of just glancing around, keeping your awareness about you, you're going to notice to your south, there's this like stone archway in this path that leads to the next room, and your eyes catch some writing on the archway.
Some writing here. I don't know if I can read it. On this archway.
Take a look at, see if it's a language any of us recognize.
Yes, once Glory points it out to you, it is written in simple common, but it looks like it's kind of faded and a little dusty. Might have to like use a hand or something to wipe that away in order to be able to fully read it. But yeah, you can make out a couple of letters here and there.
Can't quite see it. Anybody able to clear that dust away?
I'll wipe away the dust, I suppose.
I can't reach.
All right, after the dust has been wiped away, you see the words "from the cradle."
Fitting, considering where we are. Braddock will check, just because it's been done a couple times, check for secret passages sort of in the same locations.
Sure, throw me a perception check as you look around for anything like that that might be visible. Doesn't seem to be.
We haven't searched any of these rooms to the south. It looks like they all connect since they've been able to flank us.
And I think we've gone that direction as much as we can. We should make our way south. Agreed.
Well, someone other than me should go first.
I can do it.
Be my guest.
Send the gnome, of course. Haha. All right, Adam, I'd like to look around in the room. As our monk did earlier, I'm going to look up, look down, look crossways.
Yes, I can go ahead and give you this description as well. A suit of armor sits in the eastern alcove of this small square antechamber. Every surface of the plate mail is covered in sharp iron spikes, and it stands with a posture of grim authority.
I'm going to come over here. I'll let you lock the tokens, I guess, in a second.
I sure will. Actually, the moment you stepped in, so I'm going to unlock, scoot you back, and then lock. All right, so you guys obviously didn't necessarily figure this part out, but that "from the cradle" was part of a magic command phrase to stop this suit of armor from activating and attacking you. So had you said the words "to the grave," it would allow you to enter without being attacked. But unfortunately, you guys didn't put that together, and the suit of armor, not statue, suit of armor comes to life and is going to start moving. So I'm going to set it to the appropriate layer, and then we are going to roll initiative. All right, so Glory, you're noticing Barnaby step in, and you immediately hear the sound of movement, and you act first.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
want to switch
that's my
being
bad.
alert, but I'm not sure if anybody. I
I'll
can't
fix
remember.
that.
Yes, yep, good call. Any of our alert folks? So I heard one say no. Anybody, the other alert folk? All right, sounds like we are good.
I will. Oh, actually, no. I'm good. Sorry.
Nope, no worries. All right, looks like Glory, you were locked there. That's why your token didn't move. I just unlocked you. Feel free to move.
Okay, I'm gonna move 20 feet up. Take a swing at the whatever it is.
Animated armor. Pen is going to miss.
Can I use
We're
uncanny?
10 feet back.
What were you
End
asking
of
if you
turn.
can use Gesh?
When you roll initiative, you regain all expended focus points. If you do so, roll your martial arts die to gain a number of hit points equal to your month level.
Go ahead and post that to chat.
Sorry. I mean, it's like everything. New character sheets, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, no worries. I say it's going to take us a while for to get used to it.
Especially with Monk, because so much has changed. Well, concept anyways there, but
Yeah, so you can use that. Do your resource reporting, so you'll have no uses of this left, of course. But yeah, you can. So you get all your focus points back and roll your martial arts die and regain the number of hit points equal to your monk level plus the number rolled. You're only missing one, so I'm pretty sure you're going to get that back.
Yep, I got it.
All right, Barnaby.
all right, Adam. From where I'm at right now, does it get any cover for that partial wall or anything?
How are you trying to attack him, or what are you trying to attack him with?
Eldritch Blast.
No, I would say you're good from there.
All right, so some Eldritch energy comes out from his sword and it's gonna crit.
Unfortunately, no, that is going to miss.
And then Barnaby is going to come up here. 5, 15, 20. He's going to say, hey guys, just to let you know, the suit of armor's down there. It's animated. It came back to life. It looks deadly. It's got some major spikes on it.
All right, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, and then two-handed quarterstaff attack.
6 is going to miss.
Bonus action disengage. 30, 35, 40.
All right, Shy.
I can see the armor on my map, but I don't know if that's very reflective. Would I be able to cast Sacred Flame from here?
Yes, you would.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, Sacred Flame. Here comes a deck save. 10. That is going to fail. Okay, the radiant energy cascades down on top of it.
And I end my turn.
Hey, Snake.
Yes. Try to bite through his arm. No, I won't. Let's see, because he's got armor class of 14. Can he free action get out of wild shape?
I would have to double check. I know it used to be a bonus action to revert back. What is it that you're contemplating doing? Just dropping the shape? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I want to drop the shape. He's useless as a snake right now.
Okay, yeah. So you're probably going to do it regardless, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. You can also leave the form early as a bonus action. Yep. So bonus action to get you back to normal form.
Yeah,
All right.
let's bonus action that, please. Yeah.
Okay. So your initiative's currently a 7. I'm going to remove you and put Vigo there. Okay,
I lose
Vigo.
I lose my temp.
Yes.
All right. Cure wounds is still in action, right? Yes. Okay. What are you running for? Cure wounds on Barnaby. Wait, do I have no spell slots left?
Wow, thank you.
Okay. That's his bonus action. He's going to, let's see, he is a druid. Okay, yeah, so he's going to stay there. Okay, and turn.
And then just do your resource reporting. You should have 0 slots left, it looked like. Braddock.
Brett's going to move up. 5, 10, 15, 20. Is it feasible they could shoot around, like, lead around that corner to shoot?
I would give him some cover, but yes.
No, okay, it's 25. You have not.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes, that's straight shot.
Right, I think we're going to need all the help we can get on this.
23 will connect.
Let me just disable sneak attack so everybody close.
Okay, the bolt pierces part of the armor, denting it.
Sort of grimaces a bit. He'll move 1 spot back for 30, and then I'll bonus action dash to go 5, 10, 15. I'll end my turn there.
All right, the suit of armor is going to make its way after Gesh. So it's going to come here, here, and then move to here. And from there, it is going to take 2 attacks against you, Gesh. So it's going to make 2 slams, and it's trying to grapple you. So we found this out last time. You have to make 2 saving throws. I believe it's Dex. So let me double check. Hey, I don't think it's acrobatics, is it? Or is it?
Oh,
I thought it was a saving throw. I'm just not pulling that
oh,
up
my
again.
bad. Okay, I'll wait. I'm doing slappy hands. Get back! Get back.
So one of the bad things about having all the digital stuff, like finding things, it loads really slow sometimes, unfortunately. All right, here we go. Unarmed strike. Grapples. The target must succeed in a strength or dexterity saving throw. You get to choose which, or it has the grappled condition. So you pick either strength or dex and make a saving throw. Okay, so you'll fail on the
Inspiration?
first one. All right, sure. Yeah, go ahead and burn your inspiration. You will fail on your first one. And then I'll need another save. All right, you're going to fail both. So essentially what you see is the creature grabs you, and because the armor is spiked, spikes actually penetrate into your body on both of those grabs. So you are going to take 8 points of piercing damage, and you are currently grappled by the creature twice.
Ooh.
Zach.
All right. Zach's gonna launch a sorcerer's burst psychic damage at the armor.
Okay. Uh, 12 is going to miss.
He's going to move back in this turn.
Okay, Glory.
Move up 5 feet and take a swing at the armor.
Okay. $19 will hit. All right, you slash into the armor, cutting part of it.
Move back a bit.
Okay, Barnaby.
All right, being the brave gnome I am, I'll come over here and I'll Eldritch Blast him from a distance.
All right, trying to shoot past Gash. Go ahead and make your attack. 15's going to miss.
We'll save you, Gash. Promise.
Hey, Gash.
I'm gonna try to break the grapple here with my action.
Okay, go ahead and make your choice of acrobatics or athletics check. All right, so you break free, grapple of one of his grapples, so you are not grappled by one of the hands.
So unarmed strike is not going to be. If I can grapple with an unarmed strike, can I ungrapple with an unarmed strike?
I'm going to say no, because you're using your action. That's like the action to break free.
Okay, then bonus action with I'm gonna attack him. Unarmed strike with a kick to the knee. His knees look weak.
All right, let's see it. Unfortunately, no, the armor's pretty solid. Okay, Shy.
Nothing to surprise here. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. All right, here comes the save. 13. What is your DC?
14.
Okay, that will work. Okay, once again, Sacred Energy rains down upon the armor and wounds it.
Not too scared being there, because I also got, well, I'll move 5, 10, 15 right there.
Hey, Vigo.
Alright, looks like Vigo has no spell slots. If they're empty, that means they're all used, right?
Correct.
Alright, then he's got to get here. So move 5. Spell. Starry Wisp. Yeah, cantrip him.
24 will hit. All right, the Starry Whip smashes into the armor, whittling it away. Braddock.
Braddock's just gonna step across. Similar style here. It worked for him last time. A little under, side shot, crossbow at it. I think I get advantage because I have Vex, so I hit him last time. So I think this is the first time I'm back to back on an opponent.
Fortunately, that is going to miss.
I will just keep moving across. And my turn here.
All right, at the start of the creature's turn, because it is grappling you, Gash, you will automatically take 5 points of piercing damage with that one hand that's grappling you. The other one is then going to attempt to grapple you as well, and I'll need another Dex or Strength save. That one you do manage to avoid. Zach.
He's going to move up, Sorcerer's Burst, psychic damage on the armor.
Okay. That is going to miss.
Stay there, end his turn.
Okay, Glory.
I'm going to move up again and try to attack the armor with my halberd.
That'll hit. All right, you slash into the armor, wounding it badly. It's quite dinged up. Barnaby.
All right. Thinking that I probably won't be able to pull him off the spikes, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. 7's going
Gosh
to
darn it,
miss.
guys. Guys, we can't even blame it on being low levels. We just can't roll worth shit.
Yeah, I don't know how that feels at all.
Yeah, my gosh. Let me tell you.
All right, Gesh.
All right, grappled. Now it says it didn't say I have a disadvantage.
No, that's restrained. You're not restrained. You're
Right.
just grappled.
Copy that. I'm like holding his hands, and I'm just gonna knee his groin for this attack, an unarmed strike.
Okay. 22 will hit. All right, and that is exactly how much damage needed to take it down. So as you knee, it strikes into the armor, and then the animation seems to wear off. It releases and collapses to the ground.
I'm gonna kick the head off.
You are able to do
Kick the-
so with a
kick-
little bit of
Kick
effort.
the helmet.
I will say, however, that as you kick it off and it goes rattling around, you're going to then hear a voice that seems to be coming from the south, and it says, "Go, leave, someone's here."
Stealthy, stealthy. You gotta be quiet.
we just
also-
had a fight. You know, I noticed something, guys. What's in the middle of that room? Did you notice he walked weirdly? I don't know. I know I'm hurt, Adam, but I'm gonna walk in here and take a look at the ground of this room. Do I notice anything weird?
Perception check. No, nothing unusual.
I think we need to start paying real attention to things on the walls. I feel like we maybe could have avoided that. Brack will work his way, since he heard the voice to the south, he's going to work his way as stealthy as possible towards the door to the south and try to listen at it.
Okay, throw me a stealth check first of all, and then a perception check. You try to do the best you can, moving quietly, and you listen, but you don't hear anything.
Move back. He'll move back to the party. I don't hear anything at the door now, but we know there's something there. We'd want to be ready.
Or we should take our leave before everyone else gets hurt.
True, although what we're looking for, the evidence, might be right behind that door.
That's true. Does anyone have anything for Gesh over here? Ocean? Well, I don't have any more spells, so I feel pretty exhausted.
You're pretty banged up, that's for sure. We should take our leave.
I could just hang back and throw my little starry radiant damage, but I won't be up front anymore.
A wise assessment. Okay, I'm fine with this then.
You say, Glory, you got a little rage in you still?
No. Pretty tired.
All right. In that
Well,
case,
a short rest could do it if we just get out of the way. Maybe we act like we're leaving and maybe take a short rest, but it won't help our spell slots.
A rest would do fine for me.
Seems like a wise course if we want to keep continuing.
all right, one last time. Let's maybe go up by the spider. I have a feeling that spider's been there for a while. Most locals would probably avoid that encounter. Let's maybe go up by the webs and rest there.
Adam, has anything changed as we walk back and take a look up at everything? And
No, not that you can tell.
I always like resting next to coffins. Helps me sleep. Rolls his eyes.
All right, so your goal is to try to take a short rest here?
Yeah, I don't know how. Like for long rest, you can have somebody on watch. Braddock doesn't really need a short rest. Could he be on watch while the rest of the party rests?
I think Zach could also take watch.
Barnaby can as well because he was just healed up.
Yeah, the short rest won't really do anything for me right now.
Okay, so those of you that are trying to just relax, remember with a short rest, this isn't like a sleep, it's just kind of taking it easy for an hour. So you guys spend a bit of time here. After about, say, 15 minutes goes by, you will hear the sound of a door opening. If those of you that have visibility that can see, you will notice the door to the south is going to open. When it does, you're going to see a figure there who is wearing this mask and has a crossbow in hand, looks in your direction, sees you, and then closes the door.
We've been discovered. They definitely know we're here, and well, we should be ready for a fight.
I'm going to make sure they're not. If they're from the south, maybe they could get to us from the other side. I want to make sure they're not cutting off our exit.
And maybe we should just leave, guys.
Yeah, I think that would be wise.
I am one shove away from falling.
All right, we'll make our leave. We'll try again tomorrow.
We at least have this amulet. We could take that back. Maybe we could learn something from it.
All right, you guys continue to make your way through the catacombs, moving as you can, finding that it looks like the places that you're passing have not changed at all. You don't see any evidence of anything moving around here or anything changing. All right, so as you guys make your way back to the place that you first entered, it sounds like you guys want to make your way up and back into the cartways.
Yes.
Okay, you ascend these stairs, and after walking for just a minute or so, find yourself back in the cartways. Much like he promised, you notice that Quarrel is standing there against one of the walls. As you're ascending, he realizes that it's you all. He just gives like a slow nod. Did you find what you were looking for?
I think we found more than what we were looking for. Unfortunately, probably not the exact what we're looking for, though.
If we were looking for a solid beating, then yeah, we found it. It's there's a lot going on down there. This figure that was viewed leaving the crime scene, you said it was hooded. Did anyone mention a mask?
Yes, the figure was masked.
Well, shit. I think we just found our figure, our suspect. So in that aspect, we did find what we're looking for. We know he's down here still.
Well, do you have any? The only reason we're coming back is because I'm finding the will to live quite difficult at the moment, and we just need to heal up. Wouldn't happen to have a healing potion on your pockets, would you?
I do have one. I have it for emergencies.
Well,
he scans you over and he says, "So if I give you this potion, you're going to go down there and you're going to fulfill the king's request?"
We could even buy it off you if that seems fair.
well, the question is, if I take this, which is going to help a lot, are we still good?
If we just take a moment, I think we'll be fine.
It's certainly much safer resting up here, and we shouldn't have to pay for that. We're on. It's like one of those expenses things, right? This is part of put it on the king's tab.
You guys want to rest here? We're still going to rest, or by taking this healing potion and going right back down?
I'm good right now. So, for those of you who are, more injured, and I think that's up to you.
I'd rather rest, but if we want to go back down, I'm fine with it. I just won't be in the front.
Sure, our frontman, Glory. You've been dealing out some pretty crazy damage with that halberd. We, rest of us move around, strike at a distance, but we need somebody on the front line.
Oh, I don't mind being front line, but I haven't been lucky in front line. But if that's what you need, that's what I'll do.
You're a resilient little fellow, I'll give you that.
Oh, I'm kind of tough for a gnome.
Well, should we do this then?
Well, let's think about it. We were looking after a masked figure. We confirmed he's here. That confirms the Quid. What's his name again?
Quarrel.
Coral. That's what Coral said. We know he's down here. I just don't want to take a long rest. I'm good with an hour. We settle down here, and we come back.
Yeah, he knows that we saw him. He knows that we're here. He might not be here tomorrow. I think we need to go back in now while we can.
Seems fair.
Okay,
Yes.
so you want to take a short rest? I'll lead you somewhere here in the cartways that you can use. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
All right, he will lead you further into the cartways. All right, as you're making your way through these various tunnels and twists and turns and all that fun stuff, you'll notice Quarrel kind of moving up, and he says, "Yep, we're here. It's right here." He's going to open a door and step on in.
Where is here exactly, Coral?
You can think of this as sort of like a outway station. We use this sometimes when we're working at the cartways.
cozy. More than one exit. I like it. Okay, she might wanna
No,
lie down.
no, that's not another exit. That's storage back there. Don't go back there.
I like it less with only one exit. Well, easy to defend, I guess.
I think we got a little left behind because we couldn't see. Can our tokens get moved over? Oh, I see. Think.
Where'd they go?
Oh no, we're missing some. Hang on.
Oh, there they
Oh,
are.
this way.
All right, so as you guys are in this chamber, as you'll notice, there's a few beds, there's some chairs around a table, there's some odds and ends supplies here. You notice like torches in a corner. You can see that there is a small barrel in one other corner that looks like it contains water. Yeah, you guys can easily short rest here. So other than, just passage of time, is there anything you guys want to discuss here or anything you want to plan out before we pass the hour for the short rest?
I would like to, during my non-strenuous activity, to update my map with the cartways and where this room is.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and give a cartography skill check. You take some, drawings and you try to piece together as best you can, but because of how hurt you were, your mind really wasn't focused on exactly how you got here from where you were, so you realize your map's not that great. It's very, very high level and sort of a lot of estimations in there.
Bunch of blood.
Maybe that as well. All right, so if there's nothing else, we will assume that hour has passed by. Those of you that were short resting, feel free to click your short rest button and restore anything that you get back from short rest.
So we know 2 different ways of reaching that room. There might be more. It's going to be cornering this fellow is going to be tricky. I imagine he knows the areas down here very well. He may even have alternate ways of escaping. We might not want to go back the same way as we came.
Well, there's nothing to ensure that he's still there anyways.
It's true.
Our best hope now is just to hope he left something behind.
You want to look at that arcane focus as part of your short rest as a material, because you have your pearl now, so you could identify.
Oh yes, yeah. I would like to do that actually. I didn't realize. I forgot about that.
I was looking at my sword too.
Okay. I will take the time to identify those 2 items that we received.
All right,
The glass rod and the silver sword.
spend a little over 20 minutes then with 2 separate ritual casts of Identify, and neither item is magical.
But it looks cool.
Yeah. Even the glass rod of arcane focus. Wow.
Yeah, so that is, you know how spellcasters have to have an arcane focus or use like a component
Yes,
pouch?
yep.
That's essentially what it is.
Okay. Cool. Well, neither of these are magical, but they're still of nice quality. Might be able to fetch a good price for them.
I'd keep onto that short sword. That thing looks pretty.
Yeah, thanks, Braddock. It's nice of you to give it up.
Might be useful just to have a backup in case you lose your primary spellcaster focus anyway.
Yeah,
Right. I clap my dragon hands. Onward and upward, right?
Yeah, well, it looks like you got the worst of the bleeding stop there. So should we head back out?
Right as
I'm-
rain.
All right, so if you guys are ready to head back, we'll fast track this a little bit as Quirrell will once again lead you to that location that you have already been. And similar to before, he's just going to kind of lean against the wall as you guys enter the catacombs.
I'm gonna say, hey, Coral, on the way down.
Yeah.
We're about to talk to that mask guy. You know, you got that healing potion you said for emergencies. Can I just hold on to it? We're not saying we're gonna use it, but we might need it.
Give me a persuasion check.
-1.
Well, there might be an emergency up here too, and I gotta look out for myself first of all. The king's servant. I gotta make sure that I'm able to live. So I'm gonna hold on to it.
Understood, my friend.
Should we try the south route? We haven't been that way before.
As well.
Again, Braddock will try to enter the lower chamber stealthily.
Okay, trying to move.
Perhaps.
I'm not going to take that check. I'll let you know if I need it. But yes, you start moving quietly.
Okay. Multiple doors.
Well, we go one direction.
Let's go south.
Masked Man was to the door to the south, but he is also much further to the east. A little turned around down here. I think east.
Yeah, if we have one objective, go to the objective.
I concur.
So we should go where we saw him last.
Yeah.
All right.
Perhaps. But perhaps they'll consider us coming from that way.
Now we are coming at it from a different direction. But the same door. That is valid.
Can I put my ear to the door here, see if I hear anything?
Sure, perception check. You do not. It is quiet.
All right. I think we still have to go east to where he was, or we could try to go south to see where. If we want to try coming in from a different direction. He's telling me we should go south, so we're to Glory's point. Approach it from a different direction he doesn't expect.
Hey, Adam, just to let you know the map is showing a little bit.
If you mean extra, like the stuff in the middle, I'm not sure why that's happening, but it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's going to reveal anything critical.
No, what happened was when the bad guy opened the door, we looked in, so it's explorer mode. It's remembering what we saw when the guy opened the door.
Okay, I didn't think we were that far over. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got a bit of a glimpse in there when he opened the door.
Yeah, but I don't think this is the door that he came in because there's no webs above. So
No, it was further east. I think if we go in here though,
Yep, yeah, this door here is not open, and I can see through the wall. That's
Yeah, you're talking
Yeah,
about like in this area here, right?
up ping. I can see that. I can see here.
Oh, that's a bug on your side then, because I don't see that on my recorder screen. Maybe just try refreshing.
Okay,
I
fair
don't
enough.
see it.
Yeah, I could see below the door and the fire hydrant that's waiting for us. So let me go ahead and refresh this.
See if that resolves it. Hopefully it does.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go south.
Braddock will attempt to try to open the door as quietly as possible.
Okay, feel free to click the door. Door is locked.
Ah. Well, it's locked. Maybe that's a good sign. Let me see if I can do something about that.
Can you listen through the doors? Maybe you hear something.
Good thought. Yeah, so you'll listen to the door first before getting his thieves' tools out.
All right, perception check. No, it is quiet.
You might want to check it for traps too.
Good. Yes, good idea. So you'll do a check for traps before picking it.
All right, another perception check. So what you are going to notice in this area, Braddock, is there are holes on either side of the doorway. So basically straight to your west and straight to your east, there's a lot of holes. They're not immediately identifiable because they're mostly covered by cobwebs and dust. But yeah, they are certainly there.
Those holes are disconcerting. I worry if I trip up this lockpick, I might get a few more openings in my body than I want. Might be good to go around, or
Do we have a way to seal it?
I was carrying a shield. If we have some way of blocking those, would be make me feel much better about picking this.
Well,
I have a shield, Vigo will say.
before you begin, though, I will touch his shoulder and say, I believe you won't have. I give my trust to you completely, and will cast guidance on him.
All right.
Braddock.
I believe you have to pick the stat you're guiding, right?
Oh, percent or what? What is lockpicking? That's not
Sleight of hand, I think, right?
sleight of hand. Okay, sleight of hand.
All right, so with a bit of a nervous glance to each side of the holes.
Well, hold up. Do you want my shield? Vigo says, I have a shield I can kind of hold up and try to block some of them.
Yeah, I can block one side. That would be helpful.
Barnaby, do you have a shield?
Yeah, of course. Can't
Okay,
you see
Glory,
it?
do you have a shield?
Nah, I don't
Then-
carry a shield.
Maybe I can swap so I could be there to block.
I don't know if there's room to have in there, but if we slide the shield, sort of lean them against me, I'll be Braddock will be crouched down at the eye level into the lock.
Okay, Vigo will put the shield, try to cover those holes where Glory's standing. So he's took it off his arm.
So now I'm just going to throw out a quick mechanical note here because this doesn't necessarily always occur to everybody. But there's usually 3 steps to a trap, right? Like, so you guys have perceived these holes, and that means there could be a trap here. You can also investigate to see if there's any way you can disable the trap. So if that's something you want to try, you can do that. And that can like give you more clues or tell you exactly what you have to do to actually disable it. And then there's a third check to actually do the disabling.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out first what those holes actually are.
Okay, so investigation check, yep. Okay, so with a 17, you're able to deduce the presence of a trigger chain connected at the top of the stone door. So basically, once this door is moved or opened in any way, that chain up there is going to cause something to come out of those holes. So you can, now that you know that the chain is there, you can try to break the chain if you like.
I think I'll be okay picking. It's only when we actually move the door. So let's see if I can even unlock this first, and then we can deal with how to avoid the trap. So can I first just try to undo the lock?
And you get an additional 1d4.
So again, just because of how I want to be very crystal clear here, yeah, the text in this says that even if you fail picking this lock, the trap goes off. So when I say the door is opened, think of that as moving anyway. Since you made both checks, I don't want you to be, bamboozled. If you fail this check to pick it, the trap is going to go off.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Can you disarm
So-
it?
Yeah, I think so. It's a fairly small chain. Might be able to just snap it if I put a dagger in there.
So
Yeah,
for,
so he
for the
will try-
module
try-
text, this is going to require you to make a dexterity check using thieves' tools to break the chain. That's the most optimal way to do this.
Okay, I have thieves' tools, and is it just like a regular dex check?
Yeah, so I think you're going to click on use tools, and it's going to ask you which stat, and then you would just pick dex.
Oh, interesting.
And if you don't see that, feel free to just throw a dex check.
Is that in inventory? Oh, thieves' tool. Okay. Oh, but I can't seem to do anything with those. Is that... Yep. I don't see where I can click that. Oh. Oh, there we go. Ability used. Oh, I got it. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, that is a success. So with your thieves' tools, you have broken the trigger chain, so this trap is now disabled.
Whew. All right. All right. Now let's see if we can open the door. Do I do the same? I guess the same thing. Thieves' tools, exact same setup.
Yep, exactly the same for picking a lock. Yep.
Oh, nice. I just have to. There we go.
21 is good
All right.
enough as well to pick the lock.
Good set of rules. All right. Disaster avoided, crew. Something's finally gone right for us today. Let's see what our masked friend has behind the door.
All right, as you open this door, 4 stone sarcophagi decorate the 4 corners of the room. 2 iron sconces bearing dusty torches hang upon each wall at regular intervals.
Hey, wait. I'm gonna walk up. If we're just looking for the guy, we go get the guy. Is there a door that connects to the other room?
That's what my thought is, but I haven't gone into it far enough to see yet.
All right. Well, let's stay focused. I don't want to get trapped again. He's right in
Yeah.
that room.
I agree. This doesn't appear the way.
Let me just
We
see if
can
there's a
go-
door going the right direction. There does not look like there's a door in the right direction.
All right, get out. Come here. Get out. Let's not get.
What?
Let's not get too adventurous here.
But why else would you guard such a door?
I
Protect such
know.
things?
I know it's hard for you. It really is.
There could be so many riches. There could be so many
Yes.
valuables.
I may actually pull his arm a little bit. So come on, we can come back later.
And he's just sort of like, but. All right.
Now, why don't we go through the tunnels and then this way where we know we've been, and then we'll go check out that door.
That sounds like a good idea.
Because this could be, if there's traps, who knows what's behind that door.
True. All right. Lead on. But we're definitely coming back here. We did all the hard work. Whatever's behind those doors
You
is
did.
ours.
You did great. Okay.
I'll tap him on the shoulder and say, "You did good. You did good. Got outvoted, but you did good."
All right, and quick just note. So Barnaby, since you guys took a short rest, Armor of Agatha's duration is only 1 hour, so that would be gone.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Thanks for a reminder.
Sneakily going through the tunnels.
Okay, you move quietly as best you can.
Want to look at the ceiling again, Adam?
Similar to before, you definitely see small spiders here and there moving across the spider webs around the ceiling itself, but nothing that looks dangerous.
Copy that. What's the saying on the wall again? Oh, I was gonna.
It says, "From the cradle." And Barnaby, did that refresh fix the vision issue? Or are you still able to see through walls?
Not all the walls. There was just it's just this wall here that I mentioned earlier, and I can see some other things that I can't see below this door, but there's just some oddities and stuff. So
Okay. Use your best not knowing what you see there.
yeah, I don't see anything south or anything. So if that matters, I'll play it, but I can't see anything right now from there.
All right, good deal.
It's just odd the spots I can and the
Yeah,
So.
I feel like the dynamic lighting isn't fully up to production mode yet, but it is what it is.
Yeah, the Hydra's still there, but
Yeah, makes
Hey,
sense.
Braddock. Hey, Braddock, are those holes still in the wall on this one?
Good question. We'll do a check for any sort of traps around these doors.
Sure, perception check. You don't see any holes along this doorway like you did the other.
I think you're good, Glory. Go for it.
I'm gonna open this door. Can I take the dodge action and open the door? Is that an object interaction or is that my action?
We're not in combat right now, so no, you can't dodge and you don't have to worry about actions. You would just try to open the door.
It's locked.
Looks like our thief might have some more work ahead of him.
Well, you got good
Actually-
blessings from Shy. Maybe you could earn another.
I'm gonna listen to the door.
Okay,
I was
perception check.
gonna ask that question. So since guidance needs a chosen skill, can I choose the skill of a proficiency item?
What do you mean by that?
So he's rolling like would be rolling thieves' tools. Can I pick that as a skill?
No. So basically, the way let me read it one more time. But I thought it was basically like you're saying I'm going to give them give them the bonus 2 investigation checks, or I'm going to give them the bonus 2 perception checks. So with thieves' tools, it's not really a check like that. So I don't know if that would work.
Okay, that's fair enough. So it basically wouldn't have any effect then.
Let me do. It says skill, and then let me see how they define skill. Yeah, so it says a skill is an area of specialization associated with an ability check. If you have proficiency in a skill, you can use proficiency bonus. Yeah, so the way I'm reading this, it wouldn't help with thieves' tools because you're not using a skill.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Glory, you do not hear anything through that door.
That was quiet.
You might have made off already, but there's only one way to be sure. Oh, sorry. It's locked.
Yeah, just FYI, Keith, you sound different. I don't know if you changed mics or whatnot, but you sound a bit quieter now.
Sorry, yeah, my headset died. That was a bit of a crisis there. So yeah, I'm on a laptop mic now. I'll try to lean in a bit.
Appreciate that. All right.
Just by chance, are you proficient in both thieves' tools and sleight of hand? Because it says if you are, you actually get advantage on this check.
Oh, I haven't needed it so far, but I am. Yes.
That is good to know.
Let me attempt to pick this particular lock.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make your Thieves' Tools check. So a 16 will be good enough to unlock the door.
Good thing Carl read that. I needed it that time.
Let me go first.
You're good to go, Glory.
All right, as the door is opened, I'll give you a quick description here. Four stone sarcophagi decorate the corners of this decrepit tomb. Two iron sconces bearing dusty torches hang upon each wall at regular intervals, while a bronze statue against the southern wall holds aloft a bronze torch of its own. The arresting human female depicted by this metallic effigy appears stoic and resolute, with a torch held high in her left hand and a key held low in her right.
Take a step forward.
Interesting. Adam, I'm going to look on the walls here, see if I see any writing before I enter.
Perception check. You do not.
It's because of my size or just bad rolls? Who knows?
Listening.
Statue mean, and where the hell did he go? He either snuck out while we were resting, or there's some other way out of here.
Look for, can you look for secret doors?
Yeah, but I want to check out this statue a bit more closely. So Braddock will start checking the statue, see if there's a way to move the arm, or does the key detach?
Sure, yeah, go ahead and throw, I'm going to call that investigation. It does not seem as though the statue is movable or any of it is detachable.
I would like to examine the statue to see if there's some kind of significance to it, like in a religious aspect, or if it is related to maybe the bronze amulet I hold.
Sure, yeah, give me a religion check.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay, feel free. 16 is successful. So you will recognize this statue of the torchbearer to be an artist's interpretation of Hecate, the goddess of darkness, knowledge, and magic, and the opener of doors.
Oh, well, sure there's a bit of irony there. This is
Maybe.
the goddess of opening doors.
Bit on the nose, isn't it?
It is. We just need to convince her to open the door for us. Somebody have a torch? Maybe you can mimic the motion. Or cast light on one of your weapons and hold it up in a similar fashion. Maybe it casts a shadow or something?
Are the torches along the walls lit?
Yes.
Okay.
Snuff them all.
Just grab one and put it in the hand.
Snuff out
Because she's the other.
Yeah, snuff the torches along the wall and let her light show you where the door is.
We'll probably have to snuff out our own light as well.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so you're going around and snuffing the torches?
Yes.
Believe I can do it with elementalism. Because I can beckon fire, I assume I can stop it too.
Well, I don't think it's, yeah, I'm not sure on that. I'd have to read it over, but if they're just physically doing it already anyhow, we can assume you guys do manage to put the torches out. Once you do so, nothing immediately changes.
check the torches themselves, or the sconces. Give the sconces a bit of a push or a pull.
What about the torch that's in her hand?
Yeah, Adam, because the torch come out of her hand?
It does not. It's part of the statue.
It's
Is
not
the
lit though, right?
key?
No, it's a statue torch, right? So it's not like an actual torch. It's just the way the statue is created.
Oh, okay. Is this
Maybe
the
cast
key?
light on it.
Yeah, exactly. And is the key able to come off, or is it just part
No,
of the statue?
also part of the statue.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. Put light on the torch there.
On her torch?
Yes.
Okay, I'll cast light on her torch.
Before we get carried away, it's the oldest trick in the thieves' book. The sconce. Try giving the sconces a pull or a tug.
All right, so light on the torch first. You cast that on the torch the statue is made of, right?
Yes.
Okay, so because it's all one solid piece, the statue starts emitting light.
Oh, okay. I will. I assume nothing happens then.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'll snuff it then.
Okay.
The sconce that Braddock's at he's going to try to give it a pull or a push or turn.
If it moves at all, it's just a hair, and you think that it clearly is not intended to move, just, maybe not super tight in the brace.
Check the other ones.
While they're doing that, can I look over, like investigate this the statue to see if there's any moving parts or buttons or like an arm that moves or anything like that?
Sure. Throw me an investigation check there for that, Zach. Not that you see.
We do need some light in this room, guys. It's complete blackness now, right, Adam?
If you guys have snuffed all your torches, then yes, it should be.
Do we want to just kind of search around, maybe?
Yeah.
With our hands
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the dark?
Look for a regular secret door. I'm not gonna look. I can't find shit.
I can't find shit either, but I'll look if nobody else is going to.
No, I'll look around and push on the walls and try to find if there's like crevices for a secret door.
Gash, you take the east, I'll take the west. We'll meet in the middle. And so Braddock will start working his way down the west wall.
All right, so if you're searching for secret doors in this room, go ahead and throw me an investigation check if you see if you can find anything. That looks like it takes care of a couple of you. Is there the rest of you that are in the room right now? Is there anything in particular you're doing?
I'm not searching. I'm gonna have Shy search there. I'm just gonna be hanging out and seeing what happens. I am interested in the coffins, though.
Okay. You're noticing the sarcophagi there. Yep, they are certainly stone and somewhat interesting. Shy, as you're searching around, you kind of search the east wall. You don't find anything out of the ordinary there. However, when you're like more down in this way, you're kind of looking more towards the south, you do notice like right here behind the statue, there seems to be just a very, very thin, almost imperceptible line that might indicate that there is an open space behind it.
Well, it looks like there would be a secret door here. Maybe if we snuff out all the light and try to walk through it.
It might
Or-
be just simple as the push.
Push.
Okay, I'll give it a push. Yeah, I'm not that strong.
All right, you give it a push and it doesn't seem to move, but as you're kind of like fiddling with it, you could say, it seems like it would be able to slide.
Yeah, let's get
Glory!
Yeah, I'll move out of the way and direct Glory towards the door.
Something heavy for you to pick up and put down.
Now, just keep in mind, if you're going to try to slide this, you're basically getting behind the statue. You're in a pretty tight spot. You're trying to get your fingers into that little seam, and then you're trying to pull open.
Can we move the statue?
It looks pretty heavy.
Looks can be deceiving.
That is true.
Let's try the simplest option first. Just try to pry open the door.
And I'm kind of small, and so not as athletic as some would hope. So, but if someone can help you,
Or just a little bit of guidance on the wizard might help too. He's pretty good at guiding
Yeah.
people around.
Oh, yeah. I will moved over and touch your shoulder and say, I believe you can do this. And cast guidance on athletics.
Try to push this door open.
All right, you get your fingers in the seam and it starts to come open. Feel free to click the door. All right, as the door is opened, you hear the sound of the stone sarcophagi behind you all opening as well. And that's where we'll go ahead and take our 15-minute break, folks.
oh, and look, the treasure
Sounds good.
chests are opening up to let us know what's inside. Nice.
See everybody back in 15. Alrighty, we are on the second half of our session. Let's get you guys back over to the map.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so as the secret door was slid open, the sound of the stone sarcophagi around you opening was heard. And I'm going to go ahead and put us in some different music here. All right, and let me go ahead and throw some initiatives. Whoop, hang on one sec, guys. I'm going to re-roll those initiatives because I'm seeing here that your mods are not in there. And that's because the sandbox, every now and again, unfortunately with the new jump gate version, it just like fails and you have to refresh it. So just one moment. All right, it is now restarting, so we should be good here in just a moment. All right, it is still having an issue, so what I'm going to do is ask you guys to roll your initiatives yourself. I'm just going to go ahead and clear the initiatives. All right, guys, feel free to roll your own initiative, select your token, and then you got your initiative button on your character sheet.
Adam, I'm going to change mine because I have it rolling with advantage. So in case anyone else has that as well. So
You have advantage on initiative checks, you're saying?
no, I don't, but I accidentally rolled it at advantage. So in case
Oh.
that happens to anyone else, just
Gotcha.
let them know that, because I normally roll with advantage. I just didn't move my, move it down to normal.
I couldn't unclick advantage.
You can click automatic is what I found worked.
Oh, automatic's one of the.
Yeah, it's either automatic or query are the two that
It just looks different. So like mine is different than Vigo's even. It's weird.
All right, the sandbox is finally working.
We can play in the sandbox.
Also, I think Braddock, your initiative rolled as 21, but I think it's actually 7 unless you get advantage.
I was just gonna say is I didn't change it off advantage, so it should be. Should I just go in and adjust that, Adam?
Yep, yeah, so you can click on your number and change it. All right, so once everybody's confirmed that their initiatives are correct, Then our two folks who have alert, let me know if you're offering to switch with somebody.
I'd like to switch with Gesh.
So Shy wants to switch with Gash. Do you agree?
Yeah, get him out of there.
All right, so you guys change your initiatives appropriately. So Shy, you'll become a 19.17. Gash, you'll become a 5.11.
And I somehow got dropped out of the initiative order altogether. Which what happened there? I was just trying to change it to the 7, and poof.
All right, let's go ahead and get you back in there. So that's Braddock. Let's see, where are you? Is your token completely off the screen, or are you underneath somebody?
I've lost my token. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gone.
All right, that is a weird one. All right, let's get you back on screen. Do you know where you were on screen?
I think he was the opposite of me.
I think he was there, right? Because he was messing with the other.
No, I moved down just before Gloria because I had to unlock the
I
door.
think you were next to Glory on that side. Yeah.
All right, that works for me. So go ahead and set your initiative then, just by clicking on the 0 in the turn tracker, set it what it's supposed to be, hit enter, and then that will resolve. So let me go ahead and resort again. All right, so we've got the Gash and Shy switch fixed. I think, Braddock, you're the other one that has alert?
Yep, I'm pretty close to the back. I don't think anybody's going to switch. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So we are going to start at the top then. Everything should be good now after those technical problems. So Shy, you are up first. You can hear the sound of all 4 of these sarcophagi moving, essentially.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to move back 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, that's 15. Is the door still open here? Hasn't like closed or anything like that to lock us in?
Nope, it is still open.
Okay, and I'll move that. That'll be 20. And then I'll hold my action to cast Sacred Flame on the first thing that crawls out of a sarcophagus.
Okay. All right, before Zach's turn, Zach, just to your east, the sarcophagus lid is thrown open, and you see standing up in front there is a skeleton.
All right.
As
I will.
so it's the skeleton's turn. So unless you're doing some kind of reaction.
Okay. Yeah. I'll wait.
All right. So the skeleton is going to stand up out of the sarcophagus. As it does so, you're going to see that it has a glaive in its hand. It is going to slash out with that glaive at you. So here comes that attack. 17.
I will cast Shield.
Okay. And what does that set your AC to?
It would be 20.
All right, so you conjure up a shield. Go ahead and burn that slot and do your resource reporting so we see how many you've got left. All right, after it makes that attack, it is then going to move. Here and then here. Zach, would you like to take an opportunity attack? All right, I'll take that as a no. All right.
I would. Glory would.
Sorry, I was trying to. I forgot about push to talk. I was going to.
All right, go ahead and make your opportunity attacks. Okay, both of those will hit.
And in addition to that, does my held action go off?
If you can see him, yes.
Yes. So once all that's cleared up, he'll need to make a dex save.
All right, I think we're just waiting on halberd damage.
Yeah, I'm clicking it.
It might be broke again. Like I say, unfortunately, I don't know why. The sheets just sometimes aren't working. You might have to manually roll it. Oh, okay, there. It looks like that came through. All right. Yeah, actually, as a note, if for some reason in the chat it doesn't work, I think you can click it on your sheet and it will work. So you can try that as well. Okay, so you guys both strike him, and then as he's moving, he'll throw that dex save for Sacred Flame. 6 is going to fail. Go ahead and post your damage for that. All right, the radiant energy drops upon him. However, as he's moving, all of you are going to hear the sound of clacking as the skeleton's bones seem to be smacking against each other. This is horrid clacking, and I'm going to need all of you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
I'm going to use my inspiration as well.
Okay, so go ahead and re-roll. So everybody has succeeded so far except Braddock, and then Barnaby, you're re-rolling. Okay, so just Braddock. So Braddock, this horrid clacking sound gets in your head. You are considered to be frightened. So go ahead and add the frightened condition to yourself.
Okay.
All right, then also before Zach's turn, from the other side, the sarcophagus is opened, and this creature, very similar to the first one, is going to stand up, and it is going to attack against Vigo using its glaive. 23 against Vigo. I'm sure that's going to hit for 5 points of damage. It is then going to move 5, 10, and once again, that horrid clacking is going to fill. If you have passed the save, please make a new save. All right, let's see. Let me go back to the top. Okay, Barnaby. Oh, I see. Gash, you rolled a 5, right? That's where we started.
I think mine was the first.
Zach, thank you. Okay, yep, that's the stop. Okay, so Zach, you failed with a 12. Gash, you failed with a 5. Barnaby failed with an 11. Shy, you'll succeed. Glory succeeds. Gash, you rolled a second time?
Oh, no, that's Vigo.
Yeah, it says the
oh,
character.
got it.
It says
Yep.
Dash, the character is Vigo.
Got it,
Also,
yep.
can I burn my inspiration to roll that again?
You can, yep.
And in fact, Vigo's going to give me his inspiration because he's not here. Can I roll mine again?
No, that's not cool.
Ah.
All right, so make sure you guys are minusing off those inspirations, and it looks like that'll be a success. All right, so if you failed, please go ahead and set the frightened condition to yourself, as you see Barnaby just did there, using the set condition. When you use that button in the top left, that will throw the icon on you as well, so we know who is frightened. All right, and then finally we get to Zach's turn.
Okay. First, we'll do a bonus action to convert my 2 sorcery points to an additional spell slot, which will use all of the sorcery points that I have left, and then I will cast Sorcerer's Burst at the one directly above Barnaby there.
Okay. All right, aiming around Barnaby, that is going to miss.
All right. That will be my turn then.
Okay, Glory.
I'm going to move here. No, not that one. This one. I'm going to attack
Okay.
this one with the help.
All right, you squeeze from behind the statue, step up, and swing with your halberd. Another critical, nice.
Okay, it's not rolling.
Yep, so just open your sheet and try to click it from there. You'll probably have to roll the crit die separate. Yep, so just throw another d10, and we'll add that together with your 13.
I'm going to use Savage Attack to re-roll that.
Okay. So, let's see. You can roll the weapons damage twice and use either roll. Oh, okay. That works. So we'll take 20 total damage then. All right. You slash into the creature and wound it. All right. Then we move to Vigo's turn.
All right. Bonus action, Shillelagh.
Okay.
And then action will... He's going to move here. And he's going to attack the one that's wounded there.
Okay. 18 will hit. All right. I believe this is radiant damage. Is that right?
Information.
It can be force or or the standard damage. I don't think it could be radiant, but
All right,
No,
quickly
radiant
double
damage.
checking.
No, never mind. I hit the wrong one.
It can be force or the weapon's normal damage type. So do you want force or do you want bludgeoning?
Bludgeoning.
All right, you will notice that this creature is vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, so it is going to take 22 points of damage, and that is going to cause it to collapse to the ground.
Okay, then he's gonna move back here to get out of the way.
All right, Barnaby currently frightened.
all right. So as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and use a spell slot for Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go ahead and just resource management that. Now, if you multi-classed, Adam, does it matter since I have one level 1 spell left? How do you want that? Because I have Paladin and I have a Warlock spell.
I don't.
Does
Yeah,
it
I don't think
matter?
it matters.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but I just wanted to see how you want to do that, you know?
So that you are out of spells at this point, though, right?
No, I have one left.
Okay, I think I'll have to fix my macro then. So my macro is reporting you have 0. Okay.
Yeah, I have 0 Paladin ones, but I still have my Warlock spell slot, or because I haven't used a Paladin one. So last time I may have used a Paladin slot for my Armor of Agathis instead of the other one, because that's the only spell I've used.
Okay.
So, all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and I can't move closer to this guy, but I am going to go ahead and so I'm still 10 feet away from him. I'm going to go ahead and try to Eldritch Blast him with my action.
Okay. 14 will miss. Or actually, 7 will miss because you're frightened. Braddock.
Yeah.
Braddock is frightened, but he's happily behind Glory, so he's just going to sort of lean out around Glory and fire at the main skeleton.
Six will miss.
And I think he's just going to move in behind Zach, which is further away. My turn.
Hey, Gesh.
Alright. This guy's freaking me out. He looks scared, but he's going to still attack with a quarterstaff two-handed here.
17 will hit. All right, dealing 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
And then a kneecap strike for an unarmed strike.
13 will miss. All right, before the top of the round, the other 2 sarcophaguses are going to be thrown open. And 2 more skeletons emerge. So Glory, the one that's standing right next to you, is going to stand up from its sarcophagus, and then it's going to stab out with its short sword at you. 22 is going to hit for 4 points of piercing damage. The other one is going to take a step down to here and attack Gesh. 24 will hit for 4 points of piercing damage. Now you're top of the second round with Shy.
Okay. I'm gonna cast. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'll just cast Sacred Flame on the skeleton that is next to Gesh, on the left side.
All right, the purple ringed one, it is going to make a dex save. 13, and I think that's a failure.
Oh my, that's twice. That's so bad.
I know those cantrips with no floors are rough when you roll ones.
Okay. And I'm kind of don't like how close they are, so I'm gonna move right to here, and then my turn.
All right, this guy is going to attack Gesh with his glaive. Missing. So Vigo can take an opportunity attack if he wishes.
Oh, that's me. Like, go ahead, Vigo. Swing away.
Okay, that will hit.
Bludgeon, please.
All right, smashing into the skeleton and wounding it badly. All right, if you currently are not frightened, please make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, Zach will fail. Vigo will succeed. Shy will succeed. And Glory will succeed. All right, and then everybody else that was frightened already, not just from that effect right now, your frightened wears off. Zach, your turn.
Okay, so this position here, is that actually open or is that like blocked by the casket?
No, you could step there.
Okay, I will use my feature to like teleport there.
Okay.
And then I will cast Mind Sliver on the skeleton that just moved, the one directly in the center.
All right, go ahead and do your resource reporting for your Clouds Jaunt. Here comes Int Save. 9, that is going to fail.
Missing where the button went. It used to be on the top left. for the
Yep,
resource
you have to
report.
have your token selected for those buttons to appear.
And that will be my turn. I'll end it there.
Okay, Glory.
Okay, I'm gonna try to grapple the skeleton here.
All right, grapple. So he gets its choice of a strength or dexterity save. It's going to take dexterity. And that is a 14.
Against my athletics or strength?
I believe it's a strength. Let me pull those rules up real quick. All right, so grapple, target seed. Okay, the DC for the saving throw and any escape equals 8 plus your strength modifier and proficiency bonus. So what is your strength mod?
+3.
All right, plus 2 proficiency. So your DC would be 13. He made a 14, so he succeeds.
The Mind Sliver, does that have any effect?
Against saving throws.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's gonna move up there.
Wait,
Shall I?
that was a dex saving throw that you rolled, though.
Yep, I was pulling up the text to confirm. So subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes. So yeah, it made a saving throw. So Zach, go ahead and roll a d4, and we'll take that off of its save. All right, so that'd be a 10. So you have successfully grappled the skeleton.
In my turn.
Excellent.
Okay, Vigo.
Walk up with the grappled creature and attack him.
15's going to miss.
That's not supposed to happen.
Barnaby.
All right, Adam. So my rapier is going to change shape to a quarterstaff. That'll be my bonus action.
Go ahead and post that one. Where in there does it say you can change its shape?
As a bonus action, I can conjure a pack weapon in my hand, so I can just drop my rapier or whatever and just make a quarterstaff in my bonus action.
Got it. Okay, so you're basically dismissing your existing one and then using a bonus action to conjure a different weapon. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and then so then I'm going to go ahead and try to smack him. It's going to be the same roll, even though it's going to say rapier, but it's the same thing. But if I get to the damage, I'll roll the damage separately because it's a little less, because the quarterstaff is 1d6 bludgeoning, and the rapier is 1d8. So I'll just roll that manually if I hit.
That'll miss. Okay, Braddock.
He's got his wits about him now because he's past the fear. Does it look like he could shoot at the skeleton that's grappled without hitting his friend, or are they sort of rolling around there?
No, I would say from there, yeah, I would say you can shoot him.
Okay. That sounds like an excellent idea.
And will miss.
Eesh. I think he'll remain right where he's at, so just end my turn.
Hey, Gash.
Two-handed quarterstaff jab to the dome on the grappled skeleton.
Okay. 6 will miss.
And then kick to the groin.
14 will miss. All right, this skeleton is going to attack Glory once again. 11 is going to miss. This one is going to attack Gash. 12, I believe, misses as well. Top of the round with Shy.
All right, I will move 10, 5, 10. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the purple ring skeleton that is south of Gesh.
13, that'll fail. Go ahead and roll your damage. I'm sure you won't get a 1 this time.
I was gonna say you jinxed me if I got that, but I'll take
No,
a
I'm
5.
taking credit for that. That was a good one. All right, he suffers 5 damage.
All right, and then I will move the extra 10 back.
All right, a whole lot of options here. He is going to attack Barnaby. So Barnaby is going to slash down with his glaive. 12 is going to miss. Zach. You're frightened now, and Zach.
Okay. I will cast Mind Sliver again on the one in the center.
It will fail.
Okay, and then that will be it for my turn.
All right, go ahead and hit your end turn button, and then we will move to Glory.
Punch it in the dome.
15 will miss. Okay, Vigo. That's you again, Brian.
Oh yeah, of course. All right. This is how it's supposed to work. And he shillelagh on the grappled skeleton in the middle.
23 will hit,
Bludgeon.
dealing 24 points of damage and destroying it.
And then he's going to take a step back here.
All right, Barnaby.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and attack again. I'm trying to set it up at him, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the same one that I already did with the rapier, just as we discussed before. But it's actually a quarterstaff.
Who are you attacking?
Oh, sorry. I had to come over here.
All right, that will hit.
All right, and then I'm just going to roll 1d6 separate, and
Okay.
then with that, I'll add my charisma, which is a 3.
All right, so 9 bludgeoning is 18. That will destroy that one as well. Hey, Braddock.
Only one target left. Is the statue, I guess, kind of in the way for me here?
Yeah, it would be providing cover for the skeleton.
I'm going to actually just then get myself a better line of sight. And move up 10 feet here. It should give me a direct shot without too much of a chance of hitting glory. Take the shot.
That'll certainly hit.
Let me just turn on sneak attack because I've got glory distracting him. Oh, the damage is not working, so...
7 points of damage.
Oh, it did. It did roll? It was delayed.
Yep,
Oh.
yeah, it came through. So I'll take that first one.
Take the first one, yeah, it was... Yep.
All right, the bolt strikes into the skeleton, wounding it.
Good, and we'll pivot back to here and end my turn.
All right, Gash.
All right, move in. Quarterstaff. Right to the chest, two-handed.
That'll hit.
Whoa,
Yeah, what's that extra d6 for?
I don't know.
All right, so I'm taking just 11 then, but that's still 22 and enough to destroy this skeleton as well. We are out of combat, folks.
What happened there?
The extra D4 is saying silvered bonus, so you picked up, I think you picked up silvered longsword, so you just need to turn that toggle off.
Right. Well, you're clever enough to find the way down.
Well, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. Do we want to go ahead and try to check to see what these guys may have left inside?
I think so.
Not it.
There's
Yeah, I
definitely
can
trap
take a
there that we
look.
missed somehow. Maybe magical.
I will look around the room and on the dead corpses to see if there's any valuables.
Okay, yeah, throw me an investigation check. As far as what's on the corpses, like gear-wise, they have really old, battered armor, like bits and pieces of armor on the skeletons. Glaive on the 2 purple ones, so there's 2 glaives, a couple of short bows, short swords. Nothing in the way of coinage or other interesting treasures, though.
Okay.
All right, and searching around the room, kind of taking a look in the sarcophagi where the skeletons have emerged from, and just other places around the room, you don't see anything of interest here.
Ah, nothing.
Let's see if we can figure out where the masked man went to.
Yeah, we should keep going.
These stairs go up or down?
They go down.
Right. Ooh. Do you want to lead, Glory?
It goes better when I take the lead, I think.
Be right behind you.
All right, so as you guys keep going down these stairs, you can see this path continues for a while. It's kind of narrow. You're going through this like corridor. It's then like kind of goes down and then it slopes up. You're moving through what appears to be a lower section of the cartways. There are some like different paths that start to veer off here, so it doesn't seem like a direct place to go. But anybody that would like to make a survival check to look around, see if they can find signs of passage, may do so.
I would like to do that as I pull my map out, maybe.
Okay, so Zach and Glory, unfortunately, you don't find anything of interest. Gesh with an 11, you are able to locate recent footsteps. You don't see all of them necessarily, but then Braddock comes up behind you. It's like, oh, you missed this and this and this and this. So yeah, between the team, you're able to determine that there are several distinct sets of day-old tracks, including a half dozen footprints of medium humanoids.
Might be more than one masked figure that we're hunting.
Are
Safe
we
to
in the cartways
assume
now?
you are in a lower part of the cartways. Based on look, that's what you would guess. Yes.
Interesting.
Lots of different ways from here. Little side corridors they could have taken, but trail might be cold.
Well, I would try to, Adam, maybe find my way back to Coral, or follow these footprints.
Right. So remember, just to clarify, because that was a lot of information. There, you detected a set of recent footprints, right? Like you can say, like, oh, there's clearly a set of recent footprints going this way, and then Braddock was able to determine that there's older footprints around here as well. But if you're wanting to follow the recent ones, you can.
Yep.
I think we should follow these. Good eye, though, Braddock.
All right, so you guys follow those footprints, making your way further into this area. It takes you through kind of a strange spot where it's like bending and then it goes down. And so when you're looking down, basically you're approaching and your vision is very limited. So you can see a opening that's kind of wide at the bottom, but because of the slope of the ceiling, you can't really see much down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you guys on this other map. I'm going to ask you to, put yourself where you'd like, but in a very limited area. Okay, so again, just to repeat, you guys were coming from this direction like this, and this is like a ceiling. So as you step down here, you can't see anything over here until you get to at least here. All right, so I'm going to ask that you guys put yourselves here. I'm not a super fan of the modules that do this, but because it's the module, I'm taking it for what it is. That's what you got. Feel free to move yourself where you would like. All right, I don't see anybody else moving, so I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lock the tokens. So basically think of this as you guys are coming down, right? And as soon as you get here, boom, this event occurs. So let me go ahead and remove that light barrier. All right, so you're noticing this area continues. You see the wall. You see this big door in the wall. I'll also just point out in the northeast corner of this map, like all the other ones, you'll notice that north is to your right on this map, so keep that in mind. So that door in the north against the wall is a very large door. You also see this very large pile of bones and offal. I'm going to give you this quick description. The intense smell of decay permeates the air of this chamber. A hulking figure at the northern end of the hallway slowly rises to its feet from a pile of bones and offal. Its taut gray skin and beady red eyes betray its distinctly ghoulish nature. It licks a mouthful of needle-like fangs with its hideously long tongue as it lumbers forward. So let me go ahead and reveal that to you guys. And let me go ahead and throw you guys that full description.
Hey, Adam, also, just in case I forget or whatever, just to let you know, Shield of Faith lasts 10 minutes. So I'm considering it's still on for right now because I just cast it, briefly. But just
based on your walk through the cartways, I would say you probably only have like 3 minutes left.
All right, sounds fair.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and throw us into initiative. All right, Vigo is the quickest to react.
And that's still me.
That is still you.
Okay. Well, I guess we're doing this, Noah would say. Shillelagh lasts a minute, so bonus action Shillelagh. Sorry, Noah. Oh, tokens lost.
Oh, my bad.
Go there. And so it begins with the shillelagh attack. Wait, oh, wait.
An 11 is going to miss.
And he's gonna inspiration.
I'm gonna say no. You can't burn his inspiration.
For his own character?
Yeah, let's leave his inspiration for him.
Okay, I can't do anything in this.
You might need it for a death saving throw. Who knows, right?
All right, Gesh.
All right. Oh God, a little wimpy Gash. Step up and 2 1/4 staff. Jab to the chest.
21 will hit. All right, you smash into the creature, wounding it.
All right. Now we're gonna have some fun here. Let's look. We're going to do. Let me look at my cheat sheet. I have it written down. Okay. No. Okay. Unarmed strike. So then, kick to the knee.
Yes, that will also hit. Wounding him a second time.
Then I'm gonna spend a focus point for another unarmed strike. Now I see he's buckled. It's going to be an elbow to the chin.
That will miss. Hey, Barnaby.
All right, Adam, I'm going to go ahead and move up. I'm going to drop my bludgeoning weapon there, my quarterstaff. I'm going to switch back to the rapier. Is this here, if I was here, I'm just asking, will that be enough for my gnome there to be in that space?
Yep, yeah, you can be there.
All right, so he's going to go there, rapier in hand with his bonus action. He's going to go ahead and strike out.
Back to GM, but yes, that is a critical hit.
All right, I should want everybody to see it, but you know. Anyway, it is radiant in case that matters. So.
All right, your blade strikes into the creature, wounding it.
And I moved it to public, so.
All right, on the creature's turn, it is going to take 3 attacks here. Its first attack is going to be against Barnaby, as it's going to attempt to hit you with its claws. That is going to miss. It is then going to take a bite attack against Vigo. 23 is going to hit, dealing 11 total points of damage there. And then it's going to take another bite attack against Gesh. 21 also will hit. 13 damage to Gesh. Looks like
Okay,
Gesh
I
is going to
just
drop.
I lost all my character sheets just now, so let me get back.
All right, so just glancing, the 13 damage against Gesh is going to drop you to 0. So because you dropped to 0, that is then going to allow it to use a bonus action where its tongue is going to fly out, striking into your body, Gesh. You are going to suffer 1 failed death save, and you're going to notice that the blood from Gesh's body seems to have reinvigorated the creature.
How many damage to Vigo? I had to reload all my character sheets for some reason.
Vigo took 11.
Thank you.
Okay, Glory.
As my
Because I had to reload my. So 1 failed death save. I didn't hear any of that. So 1 failed death saves?
1 failed death save, yep.
Okay, thank you. Yep, good.
as my action, can I feed my potion of healing into Gesh?
You sure can, yep. So Gesh, probably you should roll the healing then. So just 2d4 plus 2. All right, you get back 7 HP.
Bah, thank you.
All right. Anything else in your turn, Glory? Okay,
No.
Braddock.
I'm just gonna pivot over here. If he was to throw, he's got one of these vials of acid. He kind of fingers into his pocket. If he was to throw it on the creature, do you think Barnaby would be in the splash area? The thing's pretty big.
You're saying you have the item called acid from the PHB?
Yes.
Okay, so no, because you basically, the way this is worded is you target a creature, you throw it at them, and they make a save. So there is no splash mechanically.
Perfect. Okay. He's going to, chuck one of the vials of acid he found in the lab at the creature.
All right, what is your dex modifier?
Ability modifier is +3.
All right, so the DC then for this is going to be 13. So here comes a dex save from the creature. He is going to fail that, so you're going to roll 2d6, and he will take that much acid damage.
Good roll.
Can you sneak attack with acid?
Oh, no, well...
I think, double check, but I know it used to say, like, only a finesse weapon or something else.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry, I had that left turned on, so we could take the sneak.
All right, so we'll take 9 damage then. So 9 acid damage to the creature.
I think sneak is also melee or range attack. And this was a saving throw.
Yes, yep.
Yep.
All right, so the acid strikes into the creature, burning its grayish skin. Anything else in your turn, Braddock?
Nope. I'm just going to pivot, I think, back to here and end my turn.
Okay, Shy.
I don't get the sense that this thing has like reach at all or anything like that, right?
It's a large creature. You haven't seen it attack at reach yet.
Hate to die because I opened up an opportunity attack. I'm gonna, let's see, 5, 10, 15, move up 15 right here, and cast Firebolt.
Okay. 21, yeah, that'll hit. All right, the firebolt scorches the creature.
And then I will move back 15.
And sure enough, it does have reach, Shy, so it is going to attack you with its claw.
Well, it's been nice knowing all of you.
20 is going to hit you. You're going to take 5 points of damage, and I'll also need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, let me do this save.
You are paralyzed.
Inspiration or anything?
I already used it.
All right, well, that effectively is going to end your turn. So let's see. It hits you just as you're leaving that square, so that will work. Okay, Zach.
Okay, I will throw a flask of oil at the creature, which is a Dex 12 saving throw.
It is going to succeed.
Okay, and that will be my turn.
Okay, Vigo.
Noah would not like this. All right, he's not going to disengage because I'm a smart D&D player. He's going to move here. And then he's going to Starry Wisp. Oh. Starry Wisp attack at the creature.
Okay. Yeah, 23 will hit.
I clicked it. Now I'm going to click on the sheet. There we go.
All right, the radiant damage smacks into the creature. Okay, Gash.
Okay, I'm going to stand up. My movement, so 20. Wow, that sucks. Okay, 20 feet of movement to stand up. Bonus action, unarmed strike.
18 will hit. Wounding the creature.
And then I will move here with my action. I'm going to attempt to de-paralyze Shy.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to smack him aside the face and say, wake up, and shake him with my whole action.
All right, you shake him, but he is not unparalyzed. Barnaby.
So seeing that his ass is in my direction, I'm going to well, you know what I'm going to do actually? I don't know what I'm kind of fearful where I'm at. I'm going to take the dodge action just because I have a strange feeling it may come after me a few times.
Okay. All right, well, I'm very, very sorry here, Shy, but unfortunately there's a clear path right to you, and you are in a very bad situation. The creature is going to move up to here. Barnaby, would you like to take an opportunity attack?
Yes, I would.
Nice. Let's see how much damage you do.
Just want everyone to know that it's 2 crits in a roll. I have just beat D&D. I quit the campaign on a good note. So
You guys have got a lot of crits today, I'm noticing.
Yeah, there's got to be like 5 or 6 of them.
All right, you will wound the creature, but unfortunately it is still up. It then is going to take its 3 attacks against Shy. Shy, because you are paralyzed, these are at advantage, and if they hit, they automatically crit.
Oh.
So that would be a crit anyway, even without that, just from the advantage. That's going to do 17 points of damage. That's going to take your 7. Let's see. No, that won't kill you outright, but that will drop you to the ground. You're paralyzed.
Eat up his attacks.
So then here comes a bite attack against you. That will also hit, and then that counts as 2 failed death saves. And then it's going to do its 3rd bite attack against you. And unfortunately, Shy is slain. It is then going to use that bonus action to drain life from Shy's corpse.
Ouch.
All right, Glory.
Adam, I would like to just remind everybody during session 0 what I mentioned about when I used that token before.
You jinxed me.
I'm sorry, man. I just want to apologize. Public apology there, man. Sorry to hear.
That's all good.
Okay, bonus action. I'm gonna rage.
Did you get a rage back on short rest?
Yeah,
Nice, okay.
that is a new feature.
Yeah, I'm still learning them too. So I'm always like, wait, is that how it goes?
I'm trying to do resource reporting. That's the end of my rages.
Oh, is that button not working for you?
It's not coming up.
All right, no worries.
Hey.
There you go.
I'm gonna smack it with the halberd.
7 will miss. Braddock.
Braddock is going to do bonus action disengage and move himself. This is a tight space. Can it go there, I guess?
Yeah, you could go there.
Okay. And then that's going to be a shock to everybody, but fire his crossbow.
That'll hit.
And we turn sneak attack back on because I've got lots of distractions there. Oh. don't think it's working this time. Okay, let's try it from the sheet.
All right, 14 points of damage. The creature is severely wounded from that bolt to the back of its neck.
That'll end my turn.
All right, unfortunately, Shy has passed, so we will move to Zach.
Just a quick mechanical question. So if I don't leave its reach area, I won't take the opportunity attack, right?
I'm not sure how to answer that. If it has a special ability or something, then it maybe, but standard monsters or enemies only get opportunity attacks if you leave their reach or do something else that would provoke it.
Okay, sure. We'll see, I guess. Move. There by walking around.
Okay, so it is going to take an opportunity attack against you because it has two different reaches. One ability has a 10-foot reach, the other has a 5. So since you've left its 5-foot reach, it is going to take that opportunity attack against you.
Okay.
12.
That'll miss. My AC is 15.
All right, you managed to evade as it tries to bite.
Okay, and then I will cast a Chromatic Orb at it. And this will be, I guess, Thunder.
Chromatic Orb, all right, let's see it. Yeah, that'll certainly hit.
16 points of damage.
All right, that is going to be enough to destroy the creature as the Chromatic Orb explodes on it and it drops. All right, we are out of combat, folks.
Medicine check on Shy, acting like I want to try to save him. Obviously, I know it's going to fail.
I would say
Then
just
I'm
on
gonna
a
search.
glance, you can tell there. Yeah, he's like pretty much eaten in half in a sense. So you know he's not alive.
Okay, a couple of thoughts right now. We're obviously not going any further down this dungeon. Maybe there's evidence in that pile of bones. And then we gotta get Shy back.
I just wonder if maybe I took the attack instead of going defensive. If maybe I could have slain the beast with one strike of my rapier.
No one could have known. He died a warrior.
I think we definitely have to give up the search now. We can come back, but it just continues to get more dangerous down here. We're exhausted, beaten, down a man.
Yeah, I agree. We need to rest here. We can come back.
Anything special about this creature? Any markings?
Give a quick investigation check. Not that you see.
If we lost our investigator.
Yeah, I'll take a look through the pile of bones and see if I can find anything.
Yes, you certainly can see some stuff. You start moving through this pile of bones, and it's just reeks of death. I'll need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, Zach. All right, you gag and you feel nauseous, but you manage to get through it without any effects. What you find in here is cast-off equipment of its previous meals. This includes a longsword, a scimitar, a shield, a war pick, a suit of ringmail, a suit of leather armor, and one breastplate.
Ooh, breastplate. That's rare.
If we're heading back, I'll probably grab as much as that as we can, because...
Can anyone detect magic? Maybe. I mean, I know it sucks down here, but you know.
I think that was his job.
What?
We
I
lost.
can't believe he died too soon.
Speaking of, hey Barnaby, do you want his upper body or lower body when we drag him out of here?
Oh, it's horrible! It's horrible. Does he have any gold?
We'll search his pockets later. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
No,
All
it's
right.
too bad. I wonder what's behind that door, but we can't be tempted with that.
If there's something else like this one through that door, it could be the end of more than just him.
Hey, Adam, does any of the items, other than just being messy, does any of it look kind of cool as far as like?
No, they look nasty, covered with grime and blood and guts and all types of nastiness.
All right, we should retrace our steps. It's the safest way. Maybe stop at the room that we unlocked.
Anybody
be
want
more
to
in
take
there.
the breastplate with us? Even it, maybe it could be polished up and maybe someone could use it. Breastplates are kind of expensive, I think.
No, exactly. But what I'm thinking is, what if there's evidence of the missing child somewhere in here? Maybe something that we've been gathering might be evidence that she's down here, not with the kobolds. That's what I'm thinking.
At the very least, we can sell it all. Makes it our time and danger and effort worthwhile.
Yeah, we take it all. And Gesh looks fucking pissed. He was the only one casting healing spells around here. Ah!
All right, guys, so you're going to grab this equipment that you found in this huge, nasty pile and then try to make your way back through the catacombs and try to take the safest route possible to get you back up to where Quarrel was?
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
we're also gonna bring his body with us in 2 pieces, I guess.
All right,
I'll take his upper half, and I'll do a cartography check if needed, or survival, whatever you need.
Just to make your way back the way you came?
Yeah.
Nope, no check needed. It's not too difficult retracing your own steps. You guys are able to find those tracks, so kind of repeating what you did, not too difficult. You make your way back as you loop through. I would say, Braddock, you probably still feel like, oh man, can't we search that other place? Because there's probably treasure down there. But you don't think about it too much. As the team then makes their way all the way back through this area, and you regroup with Quarrel. He obviously sees the state that you're in and doesn't like cry or anything like that, but you can see he has like this somber look on his face as he can clearly tell you've lost a companion. He will give you the appropriate amount of time to kind of just like settle, and then he will say, do you want me to lead you back to the king? Where are you going?
That's
To the
probably
king.
best. Also, that healing potion really would have helped.
Yeah, you see he will look and then look back at you and kind of gives a little bit of a shrug. You never know. Could maybe, but look, sometimes it's dangerous up here too. All right, come on. I'll take you back to the king. All right, he will lead you guys through the cartways here, exiting from a different exit than you came in, but you do find yourself back in the Kobold Ghetto. And shortly thereafter, he walks you with you guys to the king's lair.
I'm walking in with half of Shy.
And I think I have the other half of him over my shoulder.
All right, you will notice the king watches as you enter, looking at the team. Obviously, can see you guys are a bit wounded and so forth. Then looking at you all, he says, you come back. Have you been successful in your journey?
I throw half of Shy in front of me. I say, we found the masked suspect, but we lost a dear friend in this pursuit.
That is sad. I hope that he was a good companion to you and will find his way in the afterlife.
I barely knew him. No, just kidding.
Well, we'll do our best. That is some violent, dangerous world in the catacombs.
You'll notice him nodding. Yes, there are many dangers down there, and whatever this latest faction or group is that is causing all these problems, I have no doubt that the heart of their operation must be there.
We need to talk about better compensation one more time. We're risking our lives for people we hardly know. And a bit more skin on the bone, meat on the bone, would help me be a bit more motivated.
Give me a persuasion check, Gesh.
Oh, God. -1.
Well, unfortunately, the price is the price. That's what it is. 200 gold pieces. If not you guys, I'll have to hire somebody else. But, I mean, you're already involved so much. It seems like you've already accomplished a lot. I said about your fallen friend, but in these type of endeavors, there's always risk. And I'm sure he knew that there was risk. I'll tell you what. I could provide one of my magic items for my adventuring days. Maybe that would help a bit.
I nod. Sure it would.
Do you happen to have anything that kind king that may help against undead creatures? There's a lot of undead down there.
No, nothing specific like that. No. But let me think. What would be the best for you?
+3 quarterstaff comes to mind.
Forkful sword of instant undead slaying would be nice.
I have this lantern. It helps reveal things. Maybe that would be good.
What kind of things?
Hidden things.
Yeah, we've found some hidden things. Maybe that would be helpful.
Also
Good.
prevent invisible things from sneaking up on us, maybe.
Yes, that's what it's used for. Yes. Quirrell, go fetch the lantern. And you notice Quirrell will do a nod and then makes his way over here. And a little bit later, he is going to come back with this very odd-looking lantern. It is engraved or embossed with gems around it. And in the front, there's an actual crystal lens that depicts looking like an eye. The king will explain to you that this is a lantern of revealing. This is a magic item that when you put oil in it, it will burn for 6 hours, shedding bright light, 30-foot radius, dim for another 30. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are in the lantern's bright light.
Thank you, my king. That does help. Braddock will put it to good use, I'm sure.
There seem to be many secret passages and alternate ways down there. This will help. Still, your scout didn't do anything at all. There's no manpower, no warriors in your kingdom you can send with us?
Possibly, but do you even want a bigger group? There were 7 of you. Do you want more?
I suppose it was crowded down there.
Well, we'll find a 7th person, I'm sure. I think 7's a good number, I think.
There's always adventurous spirited people in Zobek. I'm sure you'll find someone. Well, yes, the time is ticking, friends. As we know, things are not going well, and the humans are getting all antsy and riled up. So if you found the trail, so to speak, we want to make sure we stay on it. How soon will you be able to get back down there?
We'll need to rest. We're exhausted and battered.
Probably in the morning. I'm sure we'll find it. We'll ask around for another traveling partner, and we could try back in the morning.
And bury our friend.
Yes, take the time that you need. That makes sense. You know where you're going now, so you probably don't need Quirrell's assistance anymore, right?
I would... Quirrell, any chance, since you're not going back into the cartway, you could maybe lend me that healing potion?
You see, he kind of looks at you and narrows his eyes once again, and then you see the king looks at him and says,
Yeah, you know what? Consider that a gift. Quirrell, we'll go and give it to him.
and you see Quirrell kind of does like this harumph, and then he will pull the potion of healing out, and he will hand it over.
Thank you, my friend. You've been very faithful to us. We will do our best, King.
Yes, I'm sure you will. I'm sure we'll be successfully celebrating your success. Yes, that's what will happen. But Hopefully it's soon.
Hopefully we suffer no more deaths on that. That was horrible. It was, it's nasty.
I don't want to make you relive anything, but if I can ask, what dealt the killing blow? What were you fighting?
Ghouls, and this one in particular was very large.
Ghouls? I wonder why are they there, down there?
I do not know.
We
didn't
found
find
more
any-
undead than anything else.
And I'll show him the necklace that we found, or that had the the locket, the pendant with the saint.
Yep, you'll see he kind of like squints his eye and says, I don't know this symbol. What is it?
He knew when I pointed half of Shy's body.
It
What
was
did he
Saint
say?
Lightspell.
He didn't have time.
Well, if you want to
Actually,
leave it here with me, I can see if I can learn anything about it.
Probably do
Good
more
idea.
good than anything we can.
Quirrell, take that from them. Let's see if we can find anything out about it. Quirrell will
We saw
step
the
up.
best. Oh, we saw the hooded figure that was the witness, or what the witness had seen. He was wearing a mask. We tracked him. We saw him, but we lost him. And there seem to be numerous sets of tracks, so there could be multiples of them. I would have your scouts or network keep an eye out for masked figures.
That's not much to go on, but yes, obviously anybody wearing a mask is very suspicious.
Good one.
He didn't
Oh.
look at anybody in
Oh, wait.
particular when he said that.
As you say that, I'll like actually just take my mask off and show the face underneath it.
You notice the king will sort of look at you, and he does this like grimace before he can stop himself, and then he regains his composure. Oh yeah, I didn't mean you. I just meant walking around with a mask. You're trying to hide something, but I get why you're doing it. It makes sense.
I'll like
Slammed by a kobold.
like turn my head a little bit and put the mask back on. Pout.
All right, well, if that's all you need, you have what you got. Hopefully, like I said, soon. I can't imagine those evil denizens down there are going to wait too long to move into their next stage of whatever their foul plan is. We need to put a stop to it.
Agreed. Are there any merchants nearby that may buy some of these items off of us and sell some things?
I
We
wouldn't
could
try to do that around here if I was you. Even though you're, working for us, there's a lot of animosity right now between your kind and the kobolds, and well, anybody here probably weren't going to give you the best deal. If I'm being honest, I'd take it back to your areas of the city.
Maybe an escort from our friend Quarrel here to the border, just out of your district.
Yes, we can arrange that. Make sure you don't get roughed up on the way out. We wouldn't want that.
We're in no mood.
Yep, understand. Quirrell, let's get them a box so they can put the body in it, so they're not having to just walk around everywhere with that. You see Quirrell once again will go to the back, and shortly later he's going to come back out with kind of like a crate, you might say, that can be hammered closed, and he sets it in front of you guys to put Shy's body in.
And we'll do so respectfully.
But not before taking all of his valuables and belongings.
Well, we don't want to do that in front of the king.
Okay, fair.
We'll do that.
All right, so Shy's body's placed inside, and yeah, as long as you guys are willing to, bring that with you. It sounds like you want to make your way back out of the Kobold Ghetto. Quirrell will certainly lead you guys outside of it. Is your first course of action going to be to try to do a funeral or something along those lines for Shy?
Yes.
After we search his pockets for loose change, what does it have in its nasty pockets?
You could be really disappointed.
Well, he does have
We
that
spent all the
pearl, right?
money. Yeah, the pearl, yeah.
Yeah, so feel free if there's any. I would say, just my 2 cents are don't like the regular gear. I wouldn't worry about that too much. You guys probably already have the things that you need anyhow. But yeah, something like the pearl you could certainly take.
We could Discord that maybe when we're done at 6:30, but maybe
Yeah.
during the week.
Yep, yeah, feel free. Yep.
I'll plop it in the OC.
All right, and then yeah, so that is the end of our session, folks. We had a death. That's always a little bit unfortunate. Right when I saw the path open, I was like, oh, I really hope someone blocks that path to him, because it's not going to be good. But so that's how it goes sometimes, right? You never know. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the maps where like they have a battle like right at the edge of the map when you come in, because a lot of players are like, well, I want to be further away, right? Like that's pretty common, but again, it is a module, so unfortunately, sometimes that's how it goes. But yeah, unfortunately, James, you were the first fallen victim. Maybe there will be no others, but who knows? Maybe we'll see how things go. But yeah, guys, we will pick up again next week and continue with our session, and we will, I'm sure, have James' new character in the group. So yeah, great night, everybody.
Adam?
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, I'm good next weekend, but it is 4th of July weekend, so it may be good just to go ahead and ask ahead of time if that even makes, if people are going to be available next weekend, if they know.
Sure. Yep. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to close our recording out here, and then we will do those quick, calendar type things. All right. We will end it here. Thanks all.